dark side.
2, 1, 0.
I fucking hate Christmas.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?
Hello everybody, MonkeySpaz5000 here, and I would like to take this time to wish everybody a big fat Merry Christmas, sponsored by Iron Brew. To all the people of RetroUnlim, Merry Christmas. To all the people that I've made friends with over the past year or two on YouTube, Merry Christmas. To all my subscribers, Merry Christmas. To everybody else out there who doesn't even know who I am, or maybe even does not possibly even believe in the baby Jesus or Christmas, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a good one, or you've had a good one. Edit this together. Hope you've had a good one. Fuck. Hope you have a good one, and I fuck off. Fuck you. Fuck, this is unedited. Fucking shit. Fuck. Hope you have a good. Hope you have a good one, and all the best.
Hey guys, Aiden here, also known as GameTaff. I gotta say it's been a really interesting year, I have to admit. This is the first year I've been with RetroUnlim now. I've been a little bit quiet over the last couple of months since I first started, but that's just sort of how life goes sometimes, you know. But I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, guys. And expect big things for 2015, because I have a lot of stuff in the pipeline that's already been started and almost ready to unleash on you all. So, until then, guys.
Yeah, cheers guys, have an absolutely awesome Christmas, because I probably won't do any more videos now before Christmas. Have a great time, have a nice Christmas with your family and friends, whatever you do, whether you're at home or if you go away, have a great time, have an immense new year, whatever you're doing, and I'll be back with a new video, I'm sure, at some point soon. So I'm going to go and carry on chilling, might go on the Xbox for a bit. If you want to add me, Stormblade123, STORM for mother, BLADE 123. Cheers people, and I will see you very soon. Have a great Christmas.
Hi there guys, so I wasn't going to do this because I am stuck at work. It's Christmas Eve and I am patrolling a loading bay, as you can probably see. So Steve, Mr. RetroUnlim, has asked me to do a little quick Christmas message, and to obviously wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and all that jazz. 2014 for me, up and down, I think. You know, I've done a few things. Started off the year with a new identity, Gashead, the London Retro Gamer. Yeah, that was a mistake. So I kind of regret moving away from Gashead 66, changing back to Gashead Steve, which I think works. I'm a Gashead, just a Rose fan, and my name's Steve. So very mindful somebody's going to walk out in a minute and make me look like a twat, but then hey, whatever. So yeah, just really a recap of the year. I mean, you know, obviously I've kind of done Ben Nevis now, which was wicked. Met a lot of people inside and outside of YouTube. I think you know, been to a couple of weddings. My sister, she got married, which was magical. A really old close friend also got married in a beautiful venue as well, beautiful location. And 2014 for me has been pretty good looking back on it. I've had some downs as well, which I think we all have, or a lot of us have, and yeah, it's just how you overcome it really. So but I think, you know, the two standout moments which you guys will probably be interested in is obviously Blackpool and Manchester. Now both times obviously I met a huge bunch of you, and I just want to say thank you to you all, because without YouTube, I think I would probably be a bit of a lesser person without the people that I've met from YouTube as well. So yeah, really just thank you to all the people that watch my videos, whether I met you or I haven't met you, and thank you to all the people that make the videos. So just a quick message, somebody's coming. So happy Christmas, happy New Year, and I'll see you all in the New Year.
And now a special message by the Console Snob.
Welcome RetroUnlimers, you know who this is, it's called the Console Snob. And instead of doing some sort of like, oh, welcome to Christmas, yeah, everything's awesome, everyone should bind together in holy matrimony, everyone's getting married, whatever. Fuck all that shit. I'm going to give you a little bit of spoken word. This should warm your heart and be thankful to be with your family on this special day. Listen to this jam. Show 'em what you got. Inbox. Fresh. First things first, I'm the realist. Drop this and the whole world feel it. And still the murder I'm still in the murder business? Is that even fucking English? Whatever. I can hold you down like I'm giving lessons in physics. You should want a bad bitch like this. Drop it low, pick it up just like this. Cup of Ace, cup of Goose, cup of Chris. High heels, something worth half a ticket on your wrist. Taking all the liquor straight, never chase that. Never. Rooftop like a bringing 88. What the fuck is this? It's like the fucking scrawlings of a retarded monkey. Fuck that shit. Merry Christmas. Now fuck off, I'm busy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the RetroUnlim Live Christmas Party! La 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 la. At the time of uploading, it is Christmas Day 2014. So we urge you to sit back with a glass of eggnog, or maybe wine, or maybe, if you're the executioner, grog, and enjoy the antics of the various RetroUnlimers we've invited along for the celebrations. Now, I must warn you, it's going to get quite rowdy later on, as we drink far too much grog and have to rush to the toilet every 5 minutes. Incidentally, if you're playing the RetroUnlim drinking game, you must down 1 pint every time someone, Dave, nips off to the loo. But before I find out who photocopied my tale while I was passed out in the stockroom, because I am a yak, I'm Harry Yak, remember, it is time to meet and greet our first guests of the night. It's the intro ho-ho-ho-ho-hos! And the question I'm going to pose to you guys, as I'm going to pose to everybody, is, what do you want for Christmas? First of all, it's Mr. John Latimer, Mr. Desert Island Games himself, and for tonight only, Bamba Boozler from the Teletext. Hello!
Ahoy there!
Ahoy there, Ahoy there, Mr. Executioner. How are things going on the desert island?
Oh, things are going very well indeed. We've got plenty of visitors coming up, so it's brilliant.
They're all coming to play Bamboozle.
You've been bamboozled.
Now go back to question 1, you idiot. Is it a roguelike then, Bamboozle? Because you always have to go back to question 1. Oh no, there's save points, isn't there? On question 5 and 10, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So yeah, if you don't get a question wrong, if you get a question wrong, you don't die completely. Although you don't get the point for that question. So welcome, and what would you like for Christmas, sir?
I would like an Atari 65XE, because that was the first computer I ever had, and I want one again. Please, Santa.
Ho, ho, ho. Well, if you've been a very good boy this year, you might get one in your big fat stocking on Christmas morning, which is actually today. Oh dear, I've screwed up already. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Ladies and gentlemen, you might have noticed this show is being pre-recorded. We're not actually here right now, so don't leave live comments because we're not going to be able to answer them. Although, please do leave comments, because we'll answer them whenever we can. So there you go. Even though today is the 25th of December, it was the 19th when we recorded this. Quick disclaimer there in case anybody gets confused. Actually, I was just covering for myself the fact that I got mixed up. Anyway, we have another entrant to the call. It is the Retro Game Crusader, aka Kev. Hello.
Ho, ho, ho. Harry?
Yeah, thank you, yes. And you're looking very festive today. A certain person who was born on Christmas Day.
Indeed, I am Jesus.
He's got the Jesus beard, which looks fantastic on you, I must say.
Thanks.
Although I'm not sure Jesus ever wore a tank top. Or had tattoos.
Of course he had tattoos.
Yeah, he did.
What would Jesus have tattoos of?
Metallica.
His dad.
Yes, God.
Yeah.
God on one arm and devil on the
You'd have a picture of himself.
Ah, yes. Remembering the true spirit of Christmas. Have we got some Christmas bells here? Oh no, that's the doorbell. Sorry, that's the closest we could get.
Ding
Right.
dong. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Retro Game Crusader, what would you like for Christmas? And indeed, what would your cat like for Christmas? We just saw in the background.
I think Merlin would like some treaties, and I wouldn't mind a decent computer running.
Ah, okay. You seem to be running quite smoothly at the moment on this stream, so hopefully Santo has brought you a present.
Oh, he has. More amiibos.
I'm confusing myself again with all this nonsense. Right, well, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Retro Game Crusader. Is this your second appearance tonight? Although you appeared on the Movabug stream last month. I'd like to thank you for appearing on that. We raised a total of, I think it was about £65, which was absolutely fantastic. So let's have a round of applause for Mr. Novabug, who's not with us tonight, but he's with us in Christmas spirit.
Oh, wait.
Has he still got his moustache, does anybody know?
Yes, he has. He's keeping it until Christmas.
Ah, right. He's going to film himself shaving it off. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight, otherwise he could have done it live. But anyway, we have another entrant to the call. It's Mr. Vinny Corleone. Hello!
Hello. How's it going?
You're joining us all the way from North America. It's actually day where you are.
Yeah, it's a cold, dreary, rainy day, but it's still daylight. About 12:30 in the afternoon.
Ah, right. Well, currently, at time of recording, it's 8:30 here in the United States of Kingdom. So,
you guys are always ahead of the curve.
Yeah, we're always ahead of the times, literally. Except we're not ahead of the Australians. Nobody can beat those guys. So, exactly. Dean, what would you like for Christmas?
What would I like for Christmas? Well, I pretty much have everything that I want. A couple games that I wasn't able to get earlier in the year, but we'll see.
I've just noticed, actually, you have a cat in the background, and he's bathing in the sink by the looks of things.
Yeah, he's in his little cat condo. His name is Vinny Corleone. He's the one my channel is named after.
Oh, cool. Does he just lie there and stare out of the window yawning all day? Because that is a cool life.
Yeah, once you cut their nuts, that's what they do.
He's watching for Santa. Unfortunately, he's missed him. Because remember, today is Christmas Day.
That's right. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas, everybody watching this stream. I don't believe we've said that yet. So yes, thank you very much. We've gone 7 minutes and we've not said Merry Christmas. So we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Beer.
Beer.
So go and get another tin. A Christmas tinner.
Can I just say, Mr. Yak, what have your three guests right now got in common?
None of them speak English?
They've all been on Desert Island Games and they've all got cats.
Ah, yes, they've all got cats in the background right now.
My cat's not in the background because I don't do my camera on, but he's around.
We could have a cat convention.
A cat off.
We did that a couple of weeks ago on the, what was it, Two Fat Bastards, when we got all three of us to get my cats on.
Get your pussies out. Sorry.
Edit that one out.
Sorry. Right, I'd like to thank you all for joining us so far this evening. We're going to have loads more people jumping on, but first, I think it's time for everybody's favourite segment. It is the birthdays. Can we get a round of applause for that?
Yay!
No, wrong sound effect again, fool! Oh, jeez, you can't get the staff these days. Okay, so, birthdays. Annie Lennox, the singer, is 60 years old today. The big 6-0, so...
60? Wow.
Happy birthday. She's looking very good for her age. I would have never guessed she was 60. Do you know...
Sweet dreams are made of this.
Ah, who am I to disagree? I've travelled the world in the 7 seas, and everyone's looking for something. Are you a fan of Annie Lennox, then? Anybody a fan of Annie Lennox?
Yes.
I used to hate Eurythmics, but I think as I get older, I tend to like things I didn't like when I was younger, and I do quite like some of the stuff now.
I like it a little bit, but obviously everyone likes Sweet Dreams.
Oh yeah, classic.
Sweet dreams on Christmas Eve because Santa's going to bring you all a lump of coal. Although he already would have because today's Christmas. Never mind. Next birthday, another singer, Dido, is 43 years old today. All these people. Sorry?
She got old.
She got old all of a sudden. Yesterday, when she was singing with Eminem, she was 22. But now, all of a sudden, she's 43.
43? Wow.
Ah, yes. Basically, that's all she's known for, isn't it? That song with Eminem.
Well, she does. She also does the solo version of that.
Oh, that was rubbish.
Yes.
I know.
I think we can talk about that. It's retro now. It was more than 10 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, actually, I loved that album.
Oh, the Dido album, or the Eminem?
No, I loved the Eminem album.
No. Oh, well, it's Dido's birthday. We've got to talk about her.
Not the Dido version.
Dildo version. Excellent, excellent. Right, a very Brit-centric one, this, and rather controversial. Stuart Hall is 85 years old today. Should we move on quickly before the old jokes come out, the Operation U-Tree jokes come out?
It's a good job. It's a good job Woodland isn't here yet.
Yeesh. He may appear sometime this evening. I don't want to think about it, guys. I don't want to think about it. Next, it's unbelievable, Jeff. It's Chris Kamara's birthday, and he is 57. I didn't know he was that old. Again. Yeah, again. Yeah, he looks younger, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Dean's got no idea who he is.
Yes, basically. He is a presenter of a sports show here in the United Kingdom of soccer. And on Saturdays, we have football update shows, and he comes on as a commentator saying, "Oh, somebody just scored a goal, Jeff. Oh, has someone been sent off? Oh, he's been sent off, Jeff." And so on. In that voice as well. Because he's magically transformed into Harry Yak. Chris Yakar. Anyway, Alexander Rusev, the WWE wrestler, is 29 years old, and I have no idea who that is.
Who, sorry?
Alexander Rusev. He looks very... I've looked at a picture of him, though, and he looks very buff indeed.
No, I can't do the tune.
I can't think of what he looks like.
Well, the cool thing about wrestling is everybody has a theme tune. So, guys, what would be your theme tunes?
Mine would be Big Balls by AC/DC.
Is that descriptive?
Mine would probably be a rip-off of, was it Brock Lesnar when he was doing UFC, so Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Good choice.
Actually played by them. When he comes out on stage, he gets the guys from Metallica to come and play the riff. I wonder how much it would cost to hire him to do that.
Well, did you ever see, what was it? WrestleMania, like, I think it was like in the year 20 when they had what was it? Motorhead for Triple H, the game.
Oh yeah, they had Motorhead. The Motorhead's actually been on it twice live during WrestleMania.
Oh, cool. I would pay to see them fight somebody. Vince McMahon, probably.
Vince McMahon against Slimmy.
I'm not a big wrestling fan, but I once watched the Vince McMahon fight. Never again. Fight in inverted commas, but we're going to leave that to the experts, because this is not that one WrestleCast on the RetroUnlim network. Slamcast every Saturday night.
Rusev is the current United States champion, just to let you know.
Oh, well, maybe I should have heard of him. Yeah. Okay, so before we move on to the news, I would like to do some special on this days, because today is, of course, the most holy of days. It is Christmas Day. And on this day in 1826, haha, you're going to like this one, Mr. Executioner. The Eggnog Riot, sometimes known as the Grog Mutiny at the United States Military Academy, concludes after beginning the previous evening. Yes, indeed, this is a real thing.
Wow.
The Eggnog Riot, and here we go, according to Wikipedia, it was a riot that took place at the United States Military Academy in New York on the 24th and 25th of December, 1826. It was caused by a drunken Christmas Day party in the North Barracks of the Academy. Two days prior to the incident, a large quantity of whiskey was smuggled into the Academy to make eggnog for the party, which gave the riot its name. And there you go. I would have loved to have been there. But my guess is someone here might have been there. Executioner!
Oh, I was there. It was most satisfying indeed. War.
It was most satisfactory. That would, of course, make you over 100 years old.
Yeah, but pirates don't age.
Yes, of course. They live forever, even when they get killed. They're ghosts.
Of course, LeChuck.
Ah, of course. Monkey Island reference. Well done. How many more can you fit into this? Everybody, take a shot every time John makes a Monkey Island reference.
Look behind you, a three-headed monkey.
Oh, you've got a drink again. Oh, there you go. That was on this day. More from that later.
Can I just say before you move on that you forgot one birthday?
Really?
Yeah, Jesus.
It's Jesus himself. But hold on a minute. Don't bring this up, because it's actually disputed whether Jesus was actually born on Christmas Day. He was apparently born in the summer, but 25th of December, which is today, was the date chosen to celebrate his birthday.
It's a stupid day. Christmas would be much better if it was in summer.
Imagine that, Santa Claus riding around in his sleigh with no top on and sunglasses.
And some shorts.
And a Speedo.
Yes.
A mankini.
Well, by the way, Santa says, have a peaceful Christmas, as he's flicking the V at you.
That's right.
That means something else in different parts of the world, but here in the United Kingdom, it means something very rude. So, Santa, you've just given us an 18+ rating. Thank you. Studio audience in my pocket, we can always rely on you to save me when I've run out of stuff to say. Alright, so, does anybody have anything they'd like to bring up with regards to Christmas?
Right. Well, you did ask us earlier on, Mr. Yak, what we all wanted for Christmas, but what do you want for Christmas?
Oh, yes. I've not really had a good think about this. I want them to bring back CFAX and Bamboozle and Teletext.
Well, you can dream,
No.
But all you need to do is move to a country that's still got it, and then your job's done.
I could move to Sweden. Yeah. They're going to have Teletext for the next 50 years. I'm not saying they're backward or anything, because Teletext is ahead of the times. Save myself there. A lot of hate mail. Hello to everybody from Sweden who's watching this, which is 0 people. Wait a minute.
No, Raz might be watching.
Yes, Raz.
What about Raz? He's from Sweden, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is indeed.
Merry Christmas, Raz. I hope you're pissed as a fart.
Yes, Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas to every single one of the RetroUnlim crew out there. You may get some personal shout-outs a bit later on. You've got to carry on watching to see what happens. Yes. Actually, that's a good question. Go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say, do you, like, we've all said what we want for Christmas, but do any of you guys know what you're actually getting for Christmas?
Yes.
What are you getting?
More amiibos.
Amiibos?
Shoes. Drink.
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 Are you not getting gold, frankincense, and myrrh, sir?
Gold. Drink. Movies. Drink.
Drink.
Boxes.
Drink.
Socks. Drink.
Well, one of those words there that you said was relevant to a question that I was going to bring up. Let's move straight on to the retro roundtable. No wasting time tonight. We're going to go straight into this because we don't know when tonight we're going to get a chance to go through this, because a little bit later on it's going to get crazy. So we may revisit this question. It is Christmas, of course. So let's have your favorite Christmas movies. These can be Christmas themed or just films that you like to watch at Christmas time. Guys in the comments, leave your comments. And guys in the stream, feel free to answer.
I like the movie The Ref.
The Ref? Now,
It's got Dennis Leary and Kevin Spacey.
Okay, so what's that about? A referee?
I think you call it something different over there. Dave Wade said there was a different name for it. But it's a film about a guy, he robs houses, and he's on Christmas. He's robbing the house of Kevin Spacey and his wife, who is kind of going through a midlife thing and fighting constantly. And he has to lie low while the police are looking for him. And he's stuck on Christmas Eve at this house with Kevin Spacey, and he's trying to calm him the hell down because they're fighting all the time. And it's one of the funniest, unusual Christmas movies I've seen.
I don't know.
Along with Scrooged, of course.
Ah, yes, that's shown every year. Here in the UK, I swear, it was shown on the 27th of November. I was flicking through the channels. Oh, look, Scrooged. Next day, oh, look, Scrooged is on again. They should just start a Scrooge TV channel.
No, don't give them ideas.
But yes, going back to The Ref, it was released in 1994 and distributed by Buena Vista Pictures production company, Touchstone Pictures, starring Dennis Leary, Jury Davis, and Kevin Spacey, of course, as you say.
Yeah, it's a great movie. One of my favorites at Christmas.
Ah, I've not actually seen that, but then again, there aren't a lot of Christmas movies or movies in general that I have seen. Ah,
of course, the Christmas story is always nice too.
Yeah. I think we like to see a good Christmas story at Christmas.
I would have to go with. I've got a few in mind, but they're not really what you would call traditional Christmas movies. It's just
Die Hard.
Aesthetic Christmas. I was going to say Die Hard, but the first one I was going to say was Gremlins.
Yeah, Gremlins 1.
Yeah. Trading Places.
Trading Places is great.
Yeah.
You can't beat Dan Aykroyd with that Santa suit on that bus with that salmon.
Yeah.
I like Eddie Murphy when he's in like that little box thing. The cops just pick him up.
Yeah, that's a classic.
I miss Dan Aykroyd in them days.
Yeah, the good old 80s when life was fun and simple.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why the Blues Brothers was made.
Before texting and laptops and consoles.
And the internet, but not teletext.
And of course, the Spectrum and Amstrad were current gen.
Ah, yes. To go back to those days, 1983, this film was released. So it would have been around about the time that it was released. So there you go. John, you mentioned Gremlins there. The first experience that I had of the Gremlins franchise was on the video game on the NES. I really can't remember a lot about it. I just remember enjoying it. It was one of those games that, you know, when I was a kid and I had the Nintendo Entertainment System, I didn't have a lot of games. I basically just borrowed them nicked them from people at school.
Yeah, I think you mentioned this your days at Ellen Games as well, didn't you? I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gremlins was one of those games. I don't remember if it was around about Christmas that I played it.
So you would have played the game before you seen the film?
Yes, and I actually saw Gremlins a couple of years ago, and I thought, I don't remember anything that happened in this, because maybe it was Gremlins 2. I don't know. I can't remember now. How many Gremlins films have there been in the franchise? This is worth looking up. Oh.
I've seen the second one in the cinema twice, because I went with my auntie. My auntie took me to see it. I was only about 12. And then my brother said, "Oh, I want to see the Gremlins." I said, "Oh, one we'll go as well." So I went twice in a week.
Oh, did you have to pay twice as well?
No, because my auntie paid me the first time. So.
Oh well, that's okay then.
Yeah.
Any good? Well, speaking of films around Christmas time, do you have any fond memories of visiting the cinema around Christmas time?
Yeah, I saw The Christmas Story around Christmas when it first came out.
I think I've seen one of the James Bond films. It was released around about Christmas time. I think it was Tomorrow Never Dies. I'm sure that was released around about Christmas time. You might be able to correct me if I'm wrong there, Mr. Yak.
Yeah, I think it was about that time, man.
Yeah.
That was a Pierce Brosnan Bond film.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
And in my mind, he'll always be the most famous because of GoldenEye 007 for the N64. Yes, 12th of December, 1997. It was released in the UK with a premiere on the 6th of December. So yes, this was a Christmas film to all intents and purposes.
How's that for memory?
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
I think Lethal Weapon was a Christmas film. Didn't that come out around Christmas, the first one?
Yeah.
I was going to say that's one of my favourites as well, because at the end it's got, not at the start of it, it's got that Jingle Bell Rocks song at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In fact, I just bought a 4-pack of all 4 of them on DVD recently.
Oh, I've got that as well.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
I love all of them, mate. I've always thought that Martin Riggs would win in a fight between John McClane as well.
No!
I don't know about
I think Martin Riggs would just like dive over a car and just break the hell out of John McClane.
But the thing is with John McClane's quite resourceful.
Well,
Yeah,
Riggs
Martin
is
Riggs,
like,
he didn't give a shit.
I think John McClane would just stand there cursing at him and just spurt him one-liners.
I can't be bothered, I've got Hanover.
Gotta get home. Brilliant. Die
I
Hard
love the
2.
Lethal Weapon movies.
Sorry?
I love the Lethal Weapon movies.
Oh, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
I think somebody mentioned Die Hard earlier in this series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, both the first 2 are Christmas movies. They're on the same night, a year apart.
Yeah, I actually watched Die Hard 2 a couple of months ago. So it works any time of year. It was a good, fun film. The only thing about it being a Christmas film is, oh, we're going home for Christmas in the snow. There you go. You can turn any film into a Christmas film by saying, oh, we've got to get home for Christmas. Oh, look, it's snowing. There you go. Christmas film.
You just reminded me of another classic Christmas film, Trains, Planes and Automobiles.
Mm-hmm.
That's all about them trying to go, well, about Steve Martin trying to go home to his family for Christmas.
Does that star Dastardly and Muttley?
No.
Oh, sorry. I think that's Dastardly and Muttley and the Flying Machines, isn't it? Sorry, continue.
It's the famous film with Steve Martin and John Candy. Steve Martin's trying to get home for Christmas to his family, but their plane gets delayed, cancelled.
I think it was Thanksgiving.
Was it Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving. He was trying to get home for Thanksgiving, and the flights were closed or snowed out, and he had to find other transportation. So he paired up with John Candy, which was a disaster.
Yeah.
So, Dean, in North America, is there a tendency for these Christmas films to get merged into the Thanksgiving films because it's around about the same time of year, about a month apart?
Probably, yeah. If there's money involved, I'm sure it's well thought out, and they start early with Christmas here, advertising Christmas right after Halloween. you'll start seeing Christmas, advertisements and what have you.
Ah, well, I
And then
saw
you really see adverts from like September.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a capitalist country, of course.
Well, that's the marketing machine.
That's right.
You've got to get there early so people can buy the presents in time and get them shipped out. There you go. Do your Christmas shopping early so you don't have to bother doing it later. At the gas station.
Here's some flowers. Here's some pick and mix.
Excellent. Right, I can say I've never done that, given someone a Christmas present from the gas station, or the petrol station, as we call them here in the United Kingdom. So, I think we should move on to some news. Right, we've got some very sad news to kick us off here. Unfortunately, yes, it's going to be a death, isn't it? Because I say this every show, don't I? Some sad news, and it's always a death. But anyway, since our last show, Ralph Burr, often dubbed the father of video games, has passed away at the ripe old age of 92. Unfortunately, he got to witness firsthand the downfall of his invention from his early prototypes to the Call of Duty 187 Winter Update Pack. There you go. So, thank you very much, Mr. Ralph Burr. I'll get a picture up of him so you can all look at him and say, what a genius this guy was.
I remember the early Pong very well.
And there it is, or a version of Pong.
And there he is.
That's like a hockey game of some sort.
May he rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. A moment's silence for the father of video games. Thank you, Mr. Ralph Burr.
Thank you, sir.
Look at all that code in the background. Do you think he needed all of that just to run the computer?
I think he did. That's why he has it.
There's an issue with the numbering as well. If you look at the reels above them, they've got numbers, and it jumps from 5, 6, 7 to 12.
He couldn't count.
Yeah, he was a genius, but he did not know what came after 7. And somehow we went from that to Pong.
Well, in the picture he's holding a Pong console. He's holding like what's an Odyssey like random number.
Right. Yeah. So Dean, I seen Drive Club. Actually, you know how I said I bought Drive Club off a guy on eBay. It turned out that the PayPal payment is unclaimed, and the guy says the email account that's connected to it, he can no longer access it. So I have to wait. I have to wait 30 days to get my money back.
I've had a PayPal type of thing today, like. My joke was last week I mentioned I was selling an N64 console.
Right.
And it sold last night for I think £98 plus like just £7 post and packaging. And yes. PayPal have put me money on hold or something in it because I haven't got enough feedback within 6 months of like eBay because I never sell anything anyway. So
that's a bit stupid.
I was like skint when I had to send the console away for Monday. Proper joke, but I had to call up PayPal to figure out what the hell was going on.
Yeah,
but I never had put any money on hold because I haven't got feedback in the last 6 months.
Yeah,
that's my little gripe with them today.
Yeah, it's right crap. But I seen Drive Club for £20 in CEX today. I mean, you're talking about a fairly new PS4 game and it's only £20. I thought I might pick this up, but then again, what if I don't get my £30? What if something goes wrong and I don't get my £30 back? So I don't know.
Yeah, I passed on it because I didn't care for the server-based nature of it. It's all about the servers. Once the servers are down, you might as well throw it away.
I thought you're absolutely right, but I can't resist a good looking driving game, and it does look really, really nice.
Oh, it looks awesome. Yeah, great weather effects, great lighting. Yeah. I'm waiting for Project Cars, which I understand will be an offline game, but of equal caliber graphics of Drive Club, and it'll be on the PS4 in a couple months.
Oh, that's cool.
Maybe I might save up for that. Yeah.
It looks really good. So I'm hoping that it's going to be a better game than Drive Club, but we'll see.
Yeah, but then again, as much as you say about the server, it being on servers, and I totally understand that point, is to see that game for £20 when it's worth brand new 50. It's maybe too good a bargain to turn down.
So when did that get released, John?
October, I think.
Oh, okay. So it's still a relatively recent game.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a launch title for the PlayStation 4. I bought the PS4 at launch, but it wasn't available then. They pushed it back a couple of months, and then it got pushed back several more months.
The coming thing with all the new ones, wasn't it?
It's coming a bit like Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo 5, I believe it was, the big one. It was pushed back, and I kept waiting and waiting for it. And when it came out, it was as good as I expected it to be, honestly. But I think it just diluted it slightly. The fact that they put it back and put it back. We had to wait 3 years for it, I believe, in the end. Maybe even longer.
Yeah, but I think Gran Turismo 6 was a huge improvement over the fifth one.
I still haven't played 6. I've not completed 5, actually.
That's like been out for a year. I played it solidly for 2 months and I've hardly touched it since. I really need to get back to it.
That's funny because it has that sort of effect on you, the Gran Turismo series.
Yeah.
In the past, I've got Gran Turismo 3, 4, played them for a month, and then never actually come back to them. Enjoyed it intensely for that month, and then thought, what's going to bring me back to that? And actually nothing, even though it is a fantastic game. I don't know, might be something that's wrong with me, or the fact that they keep releasing a new one every other month.
No, I think this is one of the things I like about the Gran Turismo series, like over, for example, Need for Speed and Forza. But Need for Speed and Forza bring out a game every single year, whereas Gran Turismo is only every like 2 or 3 years. So I think it's okay to put the dates back, but I think it's good because they're bringing out a better game. When you bring out a game every single year, I just think it loses a little bit of quality.
Yeah, I have no
problem. More excited about it once it's been a couple years, and they're more excited when it does come out. It's like the Grand Theft Auto 5. If they did a GTA game every year, you can imagine how many corners they'd have to cut and how crappy it would be.
Yeah.
But when you wait years and years, and all of a sudden they come out with a new Red Dead Redemption 2 or come out with a GTA 5 or 6, and everyone's excited and prepared to lay their money down for it. So I think if EA would hold off and wait a couple of years before another Need for Speed game and really think of a good one and create a great game that works, it's not buggy, and I think they would have a lot more sales and success with it.
Somehow,
they need a new concept for Need for Speed, like.
Somehow I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're just going to keep... Yeah, they're gonna. It's the thing to release a new one each year. They've seen it happen with John Madden and FIFA Soccer,
Assassin's Creed.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking back to the '90s here. They've been doing it since then, and then we've cottoned on to something here because before then nobody really did that. Thinking about it, nobody did release the same game the next year, just with some small changes. So that's a big cash cow essentially. If you've got a sports game. Sports, it's one thing that changes from year to year. Team rosters, team squads.
Yeah.
So you can make a killing, just release a new game with 1 or 2 tweaks, and the squads. It's a very, very good business model, but it cheeses people off.
Yeah. Actually, was there a Need for Speed game this year? I can't remember seeing one.
Really?
The last one is Need for Speed Rivals, which I bought as a launch title for the PlayStation 4.
So did I. Yeah, that was last year, though. I don't think there's been one this year.
Yeah, no, I know there hasn't been another one yet that I know of.
I think there might have been one online, but they keep like bringing random ones out. I'm sure for like online,
right?
Like the free to play type of ones.
Freemium, you mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you get past one level, got to pay $1 or whatever. Like that game, John. When I joined you for that Family Guy game, that commentary, my goodness, is that really a bad game, or does it just look a bad game?
It's people who have tablets and phones, and like the Facebook generation, they love games like that. But for me, it was a novelty for like a day, and then it's like, what's the point? It's just basically doing tasks, collecting things. It's pretty pointless.
Yeah, because first time I saw it, I thought, oh, this is going to be like Sim City, which is obviously one of the greatest strategy games of all time.
Yeah.
But it's not. All you do is just click here. Oh, you can build a building. Hey! And that's it. And then you pay a tenner or whatever to build another build.
But you need to wait for 8 hours before it will build.
A real time as well.
Yeah,
Now,
real time, yeah.
There you go. Now, we're talking about clever marketing strategies.
Did you watch South Park a couple of weeks ago when they explained like that whole type of thing where you make like a poor game, you give them like a little bit of hope, and you give them DLC and all that, and it just goes round in like a circle?
No, I haven't seen the South Park episode, but I swear that they must have addressed this before now, because it's been going for ages, hasn't it, the whole freemium thing?
They only addressed it about a month ago, but they had like a good concept. It was pretty much like the Simpsons game that came out.
Which one they tapped out?
But they put it with like Terrence and Phillip, and the game was like terrible. And they're like, nothing's happening. It like that's the whole point.
They just fart.
They look cool playing it, and so they play it. And they just kept on getting like loads of money, even though they felt bad about it.
It's interesting that you brought up the latest series of South Park, because a certain well-known YouTuber has starred or will star in it. I don't know if it's been shown here in the UK yet.
It's been in like a 2-part episode.
Yes. His name is...
Felix.
Felix Baumgartner. No, it's PewDiePie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know you made it big on the internet when you're on South Park.
It's only a matter of time before you're on it, Harryak.
Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, surprise! We're actually on South Park right now. Screw you guys! Seriously, you guys? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
The RetroUnlim version of South Park.
Oh, somebody should do that.
The executioner should be in it somehow.
Yes.
Right. We are going to go back to the news while we get the chance. Okay, I don't know if you've seen this in the last couple of weeks, but there was a hoax circulating that GTA San Andreas will get a sequel known as San Andreas 2 in 2016. A not very official looking press release was posted online a couple of Wednesdays ago, or last Wednesday, and it reads as follows. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas 2 has finally been confirmed this week after Rockstar made the surprising announcement at the PlayStation Experience event in Las Vegas. The game will take place in 1999, 7 years after the events of San Andreas, and that was appropriate music there. Like the first game, listen to this, like the first game, players can eat Cluckin' Bell and get fat, then work it all off at the gym and put on some muscle. With next-gen graphics, the results can be humorous and disturbing at the same time. Now, I'm pretty sure that somebody at Rockstar did write that, definitely.
Yeah, I saw that today for the first time. I knew it was a hoax just right off because it's not the way Rockstar would have handled it.
It came out with a full-on trailer with like decent music attached.
It totally passed me by that. I didn't see.
Well, the most interesting thing about this story is this picture that I have currently right now. Somebody has taken the time to Photoshop CJ looking, 25, 30 years older there, maybe 15 years older. And looks like his teeth are missing as well. But that's a very good Photoshop, and it's worth putting a hoax out. I think what some kid did was, I'm going to Photoshop CJ looking a bit older. And then, I know, to promote this picture and get it everywhere online, I'll put out a fake news report that San Andreas 2 is coming out. Excellent, what a brilliant idea. And thus is created a meme.
It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense anyway, because the last Grand Theft Auto 5 was based in San Andreas, so I don't think they would do the same city 2 games in a row, would they?
Yeah, Grove Street appears in it, and you actually go to it in one of the missions, don't you?
Yeah.
You have to shoot up CJ and his homies. Oh, no!
I've been playing the new remastered HD version that's off Xbox Live Arcade, and it really looks and plays great.
Is that GTA 5?
No, they took the old, because it was the 10-year anniversary of San Andreas. They re-released it. They took the original Xbox version, and they enhanced it and cleaned it all up, and the draw distance is better, and the graphics, textures look better, lighting is better, and it's in widescreen on Xbox Live Arcade as kind of an exclusive. And I've got like 30 hours, and I couldn't stop playing it. I've been playing it for weeks.
Oh man, I loved San Andreas. I got it when it came out, and I just played it solidly up to the last mission, and then just stopped for whatever reason. I couldn't get past the last mission, but it's just so much fun.
I got up to the last mission as well, but I think that's the point when my cat peed on my PlayStation.
Oh no!
And I couldn't play it again.
Well, going back to Christmas games, this was actually a game I got at Christmas, and I played it all over Christmas. So this, to me, San Andreas, that is an archetypal Christmas game. Actually, Vice City is as well, because I got that at Christmas.
Yeah. Don't you think that this is an idea I had actually? I'm talking about Grand Theft Auto. I was thinking about this on the way into work, because my mind wanders. In the next version of Grand Theft Auto, they should have like an actual day cycle where, like it actually goes through a proper year. So like when you get to December, you see people walking about in the Christmas hats and such like.
Well, I believe they've done something like that with GTA 5. Where on Christmas Day, you get a Christmas jumper! I'll see if I can get a picture of this.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You're going to have snowball fights.
Yeah, and it should snow. Okay, right, fair enough. I know it's based in, like, San Andreas and it doesn't snow there, but they should have snow.
Yeah, just for the
sake. Have you seen it in, San Andreas, when Carl takes, like, a plane from the Las Vegas area to... Liberty City, and it's all snowy there for the first time.
Oh yeah, there's that mission at start, and then later on, yeah.
That's pretty cool that they worked that into the game, that you go back to Liberty City, and you can explore a small part of it, I believe.
Yeah.
There you go.
See. Have I just described something that's already been done?
What, with the Christmas jump, you mean?
The Christmas theme. Well, like for example, when you go through the game and it's going through the cycle of the year, you could be walking about at Halloween, you could see people jumping about in Halloween costumes, things like that.
I'm not sure. I don't go online a lot on these games, but I know they do cool things on certain days sometimes. They like to surprise people.
A lot over the year and a bit, haven't we? We've got like all sorts of updates. What was it, like July the 4th? Hipster, they've had fucking all sorts. Because we've put GD online quite a lot over the year and a bit, like.
Yeah, but my friend was trying to hum the theme tune. That sounds nothing like it. But when we started talking about it, I thought of you, because I know you're like Escape to Gaming fan. Escape to New York. I mean.
Yeah, I've got a special, really expensive sideshow collectible 1/6 action figure doll coming anytime now of that John Carpenter, or of that character, the Kurt Russell character, Snake, with the eye patch. He's over a foot tall, and he has all the detail with his little wrist thing and all the gadgets, and the MAC-10 with a suppressor and everything. It comes with a whole array of cool things. He's got his, it's kind of a worn leather jacket and the camouflage pants and the motorcycle boots, the whole deal.
That's cool.
I'm going to do an unboxing of it when I get it, if I ever get it here. It's like $160-something plus shipping.
Really? Jeez.
I look forward to that.
I look forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I can't wait to get it.
So, John, sorry to change the subject here, but do you have anything to plug with regards to your series Desert Island Games, perhaps?
I do. I've got a Christmas special coming out on Christmas Day, funny enough, the same day as this stream, but maybe a different time, so you can watch one after the other. But I've got a very special guest from the United States who goes by the name of Patimus.
Ah, right. And where can people listen to this?
They can listen to it on my channel at JLSN6 Gaming.
Mhm.
Just search JLSN6 Gaming, or you can watch it, listen to it on iTunes, which will be on the same day.
iTunes, yes.
It's going to be a bit different because Patimus is not really a massive games fan. So this is where it's going to be a bit of a conflict of interest because he's going to be talking about movies, which is kind of Gashead's bag.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Don't let
But-
Gashead hear that this is happening.
I've told him, but what I've said is he's actually going to be picking Christmas movies. So,
Oh, good idea, good idea.
Yeah. So if Gashead wants Patty to be on his show, then he can pick normal films on his show.
Well, John, you've actually just given me an idea right now. Let's do a Christmas Day Desert Island Games, not movies, special with the guys here right now. What are your favourite Christmas games, or games that you've played at Christmas?
Paper Mario, 1,000 Year Door.
So that was something you got for Christmas one year, I presume, then?
Yeah, I think it was like 2004 or something.
Right, if we're talking about games that are not particularly Christmassy, but we got them at Christmas, then I'd have to go all the way back to when I got my Atari 65 XE computer, and there's two games in particular. There was two cassettes with 10 games on them, and those two in particular that I always played. One was called Henry's House, and the other one was called Leaper. Brilliant games.
So what were the other games on this compilation?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. Right, let me see if I can remember. So we had Cloak of Death, which I think was a text adventure game.
Okay.
There was a game called Up, Up and Away. It was a little hot air balloon thing. You had to scale different buildings and not crash, basically. You had some classic games like Centipede, Missile Command.
There must have been a version of City Bomber where you're the helicopter and you just fly over the town and bomb buildings.
Not on that not on that cassette, no.
Because
the other one?
Yeah. Because basically that's on every single compilation disc ever.
Not in this one. There was another text adventure game called Quest for Eternity as well.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah. But other than that, I can't. Did I say Centipede?
Yes.
Yeah. I can't
The
really
first Twisted Metal game has a segment around Christmas time in it.
Ah.
If you play, it's inside the Beverly Hills area, or I guess level. They show it's all at Christmas, decorated with lights and little Christmas trees and Santa Clauses. Of course, you can kill everyone on the streets and inflict damage with your rockets and machine guns. They even have an ice skating rink that you can slide on. Every time you hit it, you kind of slide, you lose control.
That reminds me of a game called Boogie Wings, which was an arcade-only release, although you can play it on MAME these days. And it was a shoot-'em-up, a shmup, bullet hell type of thing. And there was one level that was a Christmas-themed level. And at the end, you fight a massive robot Santa who's got a rocket launcher.
Oh, that sounds great.
It is. It's a great game, but only on MAME, because if you play that in the arcades, you will die and die and die and pay another 50 pence.
And go broke at the same time, yeah.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. This is exactly the same as freemium. The arcades had the idea first. Well, anyway, that was a cool level, I thought. And you can destroy the robot Santa at the end.
There's also Holiday Lemons that came out.
Ah, haven't you done a video about this?
No. I'm going to do one this year, though.
Ah, it might have been Steve Benway whose video I saw then.
Well, Steve Benway and me were very similar, yeah.
You know, I was thinking hard about this the other day. Not about that. About Steve Benway. No, not in that way. But Steve Benway and how he keeps the sort of Let's Play spirit alive. Because you've got people like I don't know if you've heard of these guys, but Harold Gonk and Collie UK, that were around in about 2005, 2006 when the whole angry video gaming basically commentary on YouTube took off. And if it weren't for Benway, there wouldn't be anybody to bridge that gap. He emerged around that time when these gays were there. Jeez.
Desert Island gays.
I'm talking myself into a bigger and bigger hole here, aren't I? Oh no, that's another innuendo.
Keep this one for outtakes.
No, that's staying in. Steve, don't edit this out. Yes, guys, there is editing in this show. So yes, what the hell was I talking about? Steve Benway, yeah.
Fruitcakes.
This is a shout out, a huge shout out to Steve Benway. He's keeping the old spirit alive, because if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have people like Longboy's Post that are doing the just impromptu film the Scream Let's Plays. People like T-Rex Space Station. I really like that guy. Shout out to T-Rex Space Station, a fellow RetroUnlim, who is very much in that same vein as Longboy's Post, and I guess me as well. Same sort of thing that I do.
Of course, I'd like to say a big thank you actually to Ben T-Rex Space Station for singing the Desert Island Games theme tune.
Oh yes, everyone is tuning. Hold on a second here.
I shouldn't have said it. I knew you were going to sing it. Oh, he's getting a guitar. All right, here we go.
You can guess what's coming next, can't you, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Trapped on an island with nothing to do. What games would you take there with you? With no one else around, you could go insane without your desert island game.
Poor Arnie.
And Arnold has forgotten.
Everybody's tuning.
I used to reside right here in Sacramento not long ago.
Oh, really? Did he now? You've seen him
As our
filming his
infamous
latest...
governor of California, yeah.
Yes, of course. You've seen him filming his films, his Terminator 5s, which people have already slated, and the film isn't even out yet.
So
I'm hopeful. We'll see.
My favourite quote was from Burp Reynolds, a fellow YouTuber. Happy Christmas, Burp. I know you're not watching this. So you suck. No, not really. Burp Reynolds, about the trailer for T5, he said, when he saw Arnold jumping out of that plane, or the helicopter, he very nearly spat lemsip all over his laptop. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Burp.
You mentioned Harold. Is it Harold Gonk earlier on?
Yes.
Believe it or not, he was the first ever retro gamer YouTuber I ever subscribed to.
Ah, right. He used to be called something else back in the day. Spinny. No, sorry. It's because Harry Act doesn't swear. You see, that's a rude word. Follows Spinny, and it rhymes with muck. Yeah, there you go. Fudge. Spinny Fudge. There you go. That's one.
I was looking. I found him because I was looking for gameplay of Odd Job Eddie, the old Spectrum game.
Wasn't he on Games World?
No, that was Electric Eddie.
Odd Job Eddie.
That's quite a good impression.
Yes, Electric Eddie. He's appeared on Desert Island Games this year. Actually, that does bring us on to another topic that I want to start discussing. Your favourite moments from 2014, because this is, of course, an end-of-year stream. And we're going to look back at the year a little bit and reminisce over our favourite moments. So I'm going to throw it open to the floor, something very, very general to kick us off. Your favourite YouTube moment of the year. In the YouTube community, this might be in the wider YouTube community or the retro gaming community.
See, I wished I knew you were going to ask this question, then I could have thought about it.
Oh, yes.
Favourite YouTube moment of the year? I think it's got to be when on one of the RetroUnlim live streams when Scott the console snob gave Novabug a row for talking over people.
Oh my goodness, that was basically Snob. No offense if you're watching this, he knows I'm only joking, but He basically blew up. I don't think Scott is necessarily a fan of the current format that we have for the live streams, which is one of the reasons why we wanted to establish the live podcast again, which we brought back again this year. So I guess that would be one of the highlights of the year for me. Bringing back one of the old stages. The old podcast has returned this year.
YouTube. Well, what would be one of yours, Harry? Maybe if you give us an example, maybe it might refresh our memory.
Well, unfortunately, like you, I did not prepare this. Yes. But I guess I could tell you some of my favourite RetroUnlim live moments.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Retromania 40, that was a bit of a watershed, because not only was it a great stream, it was the last of the overblown, insane 10-participant Royal Rumbles that we used to have every week, and that was something else that was crazy about it as well. We used to do these streams every single week. I don't know how on earth we found the time and had the energy to do these, and they lasted 4 and 5 hours. It was mad. But that stream in particular, we really prepared for it. We had a whole storyline built up around it beforehand, a whole wrestling WWF style storyline, and Mr. John Latimer over here helped massively in that by creating a load of machinimas in a WWF wrestling game, rather, WWF Racing. There is a WWF Racing game, but I wasn't referring to that.
What was it called? Rush Hour?
Yeah, I played it. It's crap.
I never played that rubbish.
But yes, and John, you took over my channel for a week.
That's a good highlight, because you got kidnapped by the Golden Skull, didn't you?
Yes, he kept me in his basement, and then when I came back, I thought that you had stolen my channel, you swine. But you were just looking after it for me.
I did take over your channel for a week, yeah.
Yeah, you uploaded 2 videos, didn't you? I don't think we fooled anybody, even though it was April Fool's Day. I think that was the problem. We picked the wrong time to do that.
Yeah.
So that was a particular highlight of the year for me, yes.
I just thought of one that's been straight out of my head again.
Well, at this point I would go through all the old live streams and just look at the thumbnails to try and jog my memory, but I can't load it up because technical issues that's been edited out, so people won't know what the heck that's all about.
Oh God, I had one right there, and it's gone. No.
Well, what about some of the special guests that we had on RetroUnlim Live? We had Larry Bundy Jr., who was actually on the last one, but he was on the 20th. Was it the 20th edition? We also had Stuart Ashen on there, and the first thing that he said when he came on, if I remember correctly, I said, "Who are you?" He said, "I am your father." So Ashens is actually, ladies and gentlemen, this is exclusive, he's my father.
Oh.
Oh yes, touching family moment that was. And also another particular favourite moment of mine is when Mr. Kev Elson, the Retro Game Crusader, came on board. You are most welcome to be on the RetroUnlim crew, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
I've got a favourite moment
so far.
I'd say for me was one of on Benway's. He had a Friday talkie where he gave me a shout out of left field. I was really surprised.
Oh yes, it's fantastic, isn't it? Has everybody here had a shout out from Benway?
I don't know if Benway's done everyone, but of course, I've found a lot of wonderful people in the UK because of Steve Benway's shout outs. But I used to especially look forward to his Friday talkies. And I came home from work one day and put it on. I was half asleep and pounding a beer, and all of a sudden, at the end of it, he said, "Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Vinnie Corleone." And that was the last time that he actually took the camera and showed the screen that would show the person's YouTube, channel. And after my shout out, I think he hasn't done that since then.
Well, I got a shout out
people by name, but he won't show their channel for some reason. I don't know why.
I remember. I can't remember the reason.
But I had 151 subscribers, and it went from that to over 400 because of Steve's shout out.
Really? Crikey. I have a similar story to that, except I only got about 20 or 30 subscribers. But it did really help when
I was
Steve
shocked. I had
Benway-
150 subscribers in like a month from that shout out, and then it just took off from there.
See, this is why I was saying earlier that I'm in love with Steve Benway because he's so great for the British in particular, but the wider retro game and YouTube community.
He's just a wonderful person. Yeah, he's very charming. I really enjoyed him when he was outside taking little hikes through nature with his camera on.
Yeah, definitely.
And just random discussions about him and his wife, and she's not into gaming, but he is, and just these kind of like almost random little rants or vlogs that he would do on Fridays. I kind of missed those. I haven't seen those in a while, but I remember going back and watching virtually over 100 older episodes of his Friday talkies. I went through and watched like every one of them.
Yeah. I admit to doing this, and actually, John, I don't know if this is still the case, but people who go on Desert Island Games, do they still get the complete back catalogue of Steve Benway?
They've not done that for a while, but I just thought when I did it, people were like, "What?" So I stopped it.
Oh, I thought it was a good idea because I actually have done what Dean says. I've gone through. When you need something playing in the background, you just playlist all of his talkies, even if they're like from 5 years ago. It's interesting listening to some of the subjects that we were all talking about back then. It's
fascinating.
It's like a time capsule, a slice of life at that time. And I actually do this sometime with my own videos, and I like to go back and look at the sort of mindset that I was in.
Yeah, it's like watching a car wreck. It's hard to pull away from to go back and look at your own.
Actually, sometimes I have to go back and listen to old episodes of Desert Island Games because when I'm making Desert Island Booty, which is the highlights show, I have to listen through the episode to find the clip. I hate doing it, but I have to go and find it.
Kev, do you sometimes listen or watch back your old videos?
Some of them, like depending when I made them, between the beginning of the channel I'm on now or my first ever channel.
Either. Just any video that you've made, I guess.
I kind of share the ones I make, and then I might show them on the TV or something time to time.
That's another interesting thing as well, because YouTube's evolved. In 2006 when it came out, we didn't have that sort of connection with web television, etc. But now you can get televisions with built-in, they actually have little YouTube symbols on them. They're basically using YouTube to sell the television. You can watch the internet on this television.
Yeah, we've got a smart TV that's got the YouTube button on it.
All right, that's interesting. Remember to like and subscribe. And the picture of PewDiePie in the top corner, constantly stuck on.
Can I just say my highlight of the year? And sorry, it keeps coming up to Island Games, whatever, but I can't really let that pass without saying, talking to one of my absolute heroes, Eggsy from Goldaloot Jane, was a moment I will never forget. It's basically, Dean, you probably wouldn't have heard it. It's basically a pop star here in the UK from a rap band, and I got to interview him. It was just really, it was starstruck.
When their first album, their greatest hits.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't. That was their first commercial album in the UK, but they had several albums out before that in Wales. So that was a kind of compilation.
Yeah. So. You actually asked him about that, or he spoke about it on the show, didn't he? The fact that the first album they released commercially was actually called Greatest Hits because it was a compilation of all songs from the previous albums that they released in their own country in Wales.
Some of those songs, like Your Mother's Got a Penis and stuff.
Yeah, the Guns Don't Kill People, rappers do.
Yeah, I like that.
What's the robot one?
Half man, half machine.
Half man, half machine. What does it mean? What does it mean?
That's actually quite an interesting song because there's a lot of retro references in that song about making love to a BBC Micro.
Yeah, and he actually would do that though, Eggsy. He said that on the thing, didn't he? He said, I literally would make love to a BBC Micro because he loves.
Yeah.
He is in love. I'm in love with Steve Benway. He's in love with the BBC Micro.
Yes.
And he picked Granny's Garden as one of his games, which actually, when I came on Desert Island Games for the third time, I think it was, I boldly made the claim that nobody would have picked the game Bamboozle, screenshot here in a circle. Everything looks better in a circle. I boldly made the claim that that game, Bamboozle on teletext, nobody else would have picked a teletext game. However, I conveniently forgot that Eggsy picked Granny's Garden, which is a Mode 7 game on the BBC Micro. That's the teletext mode. It's not purely teletext, but it's round about the same. A text adventure in teletext.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I think also a highlight would be, and this is sort of cheesy and like really everybody was doing it, but I really enjoyed watching everybody's ice bucket challenges.
Oh yes, I have a confession to make. I was actually nominated.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it because there's obviously some issues there with somebody who doesn't actually appear on camera. Now you could say I could wear a mask. What the heck am I going to get a yak mask from?
I did it. I was nominated by Novabug, and I come on as the executioner, and I did it.
I need to get an executioner-style mask for these events, don't I? Anyway, I was nominated by Console Snob. Cheers, Snob. I thought I'd gotten away with it. And guess who the other two people that he nominated in the video were? Stone Cold Steve Austin and was it Arnold? Arnold Schwarzenegger. I could have done it as Arnold. I'm gonna do the ice bucket challenge now. Come on, pour it on my head. Yeah, yeah, you puny girly man. Give me a towel. I need a towel now. Turn the camera off. Turn the camera off. And that was the Arnold Schwarzenegger Ice Bucket Challenge on RetroUnlim Live.
I think Dave Wade had the best one that I saw.
Oh, didn't his parents do it?
Yeah, that was really charming, seeing his parents and the delightful little outdoors of his house there, and the roof and everything.
Did you not do it, Dean?
No, I didn't do it.
I did one.
Oh.
I just posted it on Facebook.
All right.
Now that I'm your friend on Facebook, Kev, I need to go back into the archives and see if I can find it.
I think I deleted it after a while. I was on. I was like very quick to do it because I didn't have like a camera on us at the time, and I was like house sitting and all sorts. So I was like, I'll just get it over and done with quickly.
Well, we mustn't go on.
So I had to do it twice because I did it as the executioner for like YouTube. I don't tell all my family and friends that I do YouTube, so I get nominated by somebody in my family, and I had to do a different one.
Oh. No, I saw an interesting Ice Bucket Challenge where somebody just jumped in a swimming pool, and I thought, right, look, you've not quite grasped the point of this here. You're supposed to get a bucket of ice, not jump in a swimming pool. And he was on holiday when he did it as well. And I said, is that your swimming pool, or are you on holiday? And he said, I'm on holiday.
See, actually, there was a few people, I think there was a couple of people that had died. There's a nice bucket challenge.
No, this is not true. This is not true. This is something that I said to you that I got confused about because I heard on the radio, on Test Match Special, from Jonathan Agnew saying that these ice baths are very, very bad for you, according to some studies. And I got it mixed up with another story that some people doing these online fads, I don't know what it was, I can't remember, something around about the same time, had died doing it. You know, like the old planking thing. It wasn't that. It was something like that. And they'd actually died attempting it. And it got mixed up in my head. And then, unfortunately, what I've done there is said it on a live stream, and you've got a bit confused as well and thought it was actually reality. Well, fair enough. We can all get confused. I got confused. I was the one who spread the lies and the deceit. And for that, I should really do the Ice Bucket Challenge.
You really should.
I should. I'll see if I can get it done next year.
Aye.
Harry Yak may appear then in 2015. You never know. That's it. Watch every single one of the streams because you never know when Harry Yak might appear. It's like where's Wally? Where's Waldo? Right.
Kevin picked that as his book. Where's Wally?
Which one?
All of them.
Oh, you can only have one.
No, you can have
one.
Compilation.
An anthology, yes, the Where's Wally anthology. Official anthology. We should do one with Console Snob in it.
With Snob.
I just shouted him out on a video I did yesterday, Scott.
Oh, cool.
I meant to
on
see
his Manhunt live stream and his uploads of the Manhunt gameplay he's doing, as well as he asked me to do a little thing about Max Payne. So and I said, well, I'll see if I can fit one in. So I actually went back and watched John Latimer's his interview with me on Desert Island Games yesterday, because I remembered he had asked me to pick my top 8 games. I said, well, I want to make sure that those jive with my list of 25 that I was going to pick up my favorite games of the last 3 generations of consoles. So I went back and watched that. I watched that the entire piece on it, and went down and wrote each of the games down that I had mentioned before, and then added to it for a list of 25 total. But I shouted Scott out on that, and then I did a thing on Max Payne, which is one of my favorite games, and he's going to take an excerpt from that and use it on his retrospective on Max Payne that he's working on.
Ah, yes. I'd like to actually give a shout-out. Oh, this is one big shout-out, this show, isn't it? To the Console Snob for all his work that he has done for RetroUnlim.com this year. I know it's been a turbulent year, and if you just watch through his video logs, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But he's been an absolute trooper for the RetroUnlim cause.
Indeed,
and even through 2 copyright strikes, he's still going.
He was the one that invited me to join RetroUnlim, so thank you, Scott.
I don't know if he's still doing this, but for a long time he was the talent scout for RetroUnlim.com, and he did bring in an awful lot of people. So the first point of call for a lot of RetroUnlimers would have been Mr. Scott Bailey, the Console Snob. Yeah. And you know what the worst thing about all this is? He's not going to be watching this, is he? Because he hates these live streams.
Oh, he does? I mentioned to him last night on Facebook that I was going to be in this stream, and he didn't respond with anything, so maybe that's telling. I don't know.
Well, he's a very busy gentleman these days. And I should say that we have a new entrant to the call. It is RetroUnlim's latest recruit. I don't know if he was recruited by the Console Snob, but it's Travis. Hello!
Indeed I am.
On behalf of everybody here at RetroUnlim, I welcome you to the RetroUnlim live stream.
Glad to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here. So,
glad to have a mic that actually works.
This is crystal clear, this one. Now, I have to ask you a question, because I've asked all the other guys this so far, but what would you like for Christmas?
Christmas. Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, I kind of usually get all my Christmas stuff out of the way early, but I don't know. I mean, I've had my eye on a couple games recently. I'm trying to grow my Super Nintendo collection right now, because I had my Super Nintendo collection stolen from me a number of years ago. Yeah, someone broke into our house and took all my SNES games. So slowly but surely, I've been trying to build that back up. But there are definitely a couple I'm still missing. You know, your Joe and Max, your Secret of Gaia's, your Chrono Triggers. You know, ones like those. But those are definitely ones I'm. You know, if I can find them for the right price or get them for somehow magically through Christmas, that would be great.
Well, I can't sympathize with you because I've never actually had any of my games stolen. But I have lent games to people who've just not given them back. You know who you are if you're watching. But I recently got a SNES, and I realized, well, I've got no games for it. I've got basically a bunch of 20p sports games, and that's it. And I don't even know if I want to play them. So I'm going to be looking to, hopefully, maybe in 2015, acquire a few new SNES games. Among them, I want to get Super Mario Kart, because that was a game that I really, really loved. I rented it first as a kid, and then I actually later owned it. But that, to me, that and Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, and possibly Super Mario World, is the SNES to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, those are definitely the big ones. I mean, the one game that I actually was able to keep through the entire ordeal was Super Mario World. That was the only one that I had left, so I pretty much had to play that continuously over and over until I was able to get some other games. But I mean, between that and the Donkey Kong Country games by Rare, those were really the big ones for me growing up. And now, I'm a little bit older and I'm able to afford, get some of these games. I've been having a ton of fun playing, the Final Fantasy 3 and, the Super Mario Kart and a lot of these games that, even when I was younger, I didn't have. So it's good to be able to finally play some of those and reminisce about some good times that I had.
Well, one thing I should warn you about that, these games command huge prices these days. And I mean, just obscene prices on eBay. And also, we have this thing over here, an expo, a convention called Play Expo. And they have an exhibitors hall where people basically flog games. They're all resellers, and there's one particular reseller in there who was selling a boxed, I think it was actually Zelda 2 on the NES rather than Link to the Past, but they were selling it for £70. So I don't know what that is in dollars, but it's going to be quite a lot.
Yeah, that seems like a lot. Yeah, that's the one thing, because we have a thing over here, the Portland Retro Gaming Expo that happened not that long ago, and yeah, some of them, they're just really ridiculous prices, and then sometimes you'll go into a place and you'll find things for really cheap. It really all depends on where you go. I mean, I went into a Goodwill and found Turtles in Time for $3. So, I mean, like, it really. But then I'll go in another store and I'll see for like 15, 20. So, it really all depends.
Yeah. Also, you mentioned there that the prices between the Goodwill stores and the charity shops, as we call them here in the UK, can be quite large, because you get an owner of a shop who knows what they have with something like, say, if they had Super Mario Kart, and then they mark it up for eBay prices, and then you've got the others that just say, it's an old game, who plays those anymore, just put it up for 50 cents or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's exactly what happens. Is because I mean, I've been collecting for that. I've been collecting for my PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. You'd be surprised at those Goodwills or those little secondhand stores how willing and able they're ready to get rid of some of those games. And I'm not just talking about the like throwaway sports titles, but I'm talking about like real good titles too. I mean, I found a copy of Fatal Frame at Goodwill for like $1.99. So.
Am I the only one that doesn't think sports games are throwaway? I like sports games.
No, I love sports games too. I mean, I love, Tecmo Bowl, and I have a good share of Madden games, but there are definitely a couple where it's like, for example, the Goodwill I was at, they had like Madden like 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 after a while.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's like whenever we go to a charity shop over here, like British Heart Foundation, it's always FIFA, Madden, Pro Evo Soccer, FIFA. It's just like it just get a bit annoying when you're trying to find games.
Yeah, it's like, well, we have a huge game collection, but or we have a huge game selection, but it's all sports titles.
I have 3 copies of FIFA 97 for the Mega Drive. I don't know how. Don't get me wrong. I like the game, but why would you want 3 copies? I've just acquired them.
No, that's funny. Sounds like my experience with Simpsons Road Rage. I seem to have 5 copies of that game.
Yeah, love it. So
no, I'm not complaining, but.
So Travis, can you tell us guys, what's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is xtjmac510x. I know, not really like the most memorable name in the world, but you take what you're given. When you try to come up with unique names, and I was like, screw it, I'm just going to use my username for everything. My username for Steam, PSN, Xbox, basically everything. So it's like, yeah, screw it, I'll just use that and then come up with the clever names later.
That's what I did with my channel. The name Harry Yak was always there, but for some reason I chose Hindley Yak rather than Harry Yak, and I wish I'd never done it. I wish I'd just chose Harry Yak, because as I say, I came up with the Harry Yak name at the time, so I could have easily just called it Harry Yak. I mean, I've got... Go on.
What's a Hindu? What is a Hindu? As in a Hindu Yak?
It's my town of origin, Hindley.
Oh, right, okay.
That's where I used to live. And basically it just came from this old website that I used to visit. People used to call me the Yak, so I became known as the Hindley Yak. And that's where that came from.
Is that because you talked a lot?
Yes, yeah, the Yak. Well, that's what it's become. Although if you actually listen to these live streams, I don't say anything.
Yeah, but what's funny though is it's like that was my channel, and I feel kind of funny because I'm a part of a lot of different like YouTube groups on Facebook and Twitter and Google communities and what have you, but I'm one of those people who I don't do Let's Plays or anything like that. I just do like reviews and retrospectives, and in fact on the retrospective side, my one kind of key show I have is called RetroUnlim. I know, clever title. It sounds like some bad mattress sale, but
I like the name.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it sounded kind of cool, and in that I go over like a single game or a series, and go through the history, the gameplay, basically everything about that. In fact, I have the second episode going up when we're recording today, and it's my first ever collaboration with another YouTuber, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, are you willing to reveal who it is? Or is that a secret?
Yeah, no, it's readily available because probably by the time this goes up, it'll already be up, so I'm just rendering it now. Her name is Doom Babe, like the video game Doom and then Babe. And she's a Let's Player on YouTube, but one thing that drew me to her channel is she also does these great discussions on like Magic the Gathering and card games and tabletop and all these other things that I'm interested in, and it basically came down to, hey, are you interested in talking about the video's gonna be on the Fatal Frame series, and I'm like, so I noticed you're a huge fan of the series. You want to talk about it? And, well, she had the script and everything ready within a couple days, so I was like, sure, why not?
So, I have to ask this. Well, firstly, how long has the channel been going?
Since May.
Oh, so it's not that old, really. You've got over 1,000 subscribers now, so I must say that you've done very well in that time.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think I've actually seen your video, the one where you, what was it you were playing? Was it Super Mario or Donkey Kong or something like that you were playing? Mr. Unlim, the boss, sent me a link to it last week. The boss. I can't remember what it was you were playing.
Well, I did do a video. I did do a video on Donkey Kong 64 last week.
It must have been that one he sent me, because it was like a kind of retrospective you were doing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the first episode of Retro Back, the debut episode I released last week.
Well, I have watched it.
Yeah, but no, it was funny though, because I've only been doing it since May, and I blame, honestly, I don't know how I got that many subscribers. I personally blame it on 3 videos I did. I did a Madden video that got like 20,000 views in 3 days, and I blame it on that, and a couple other titles. Like I did a Five Nights at Freddy's thing that got posted on the Facebook page, and I think a lot of it's that, because usually my average viewership is like 200, 300 people like who actively watch, but it really all depends. I mean, sometimes I'll review something and gets like 50 hits, and then sometimes I'll review something that I'm like, oh, nobody wants to watch a compile heart game video. Like no one wants to see like a Tales of something thing, and then
It's weird because I've actually got a Grand Theft Auto video, Grand Theft Auto 5, where I'm getting eaten by a shark, and it's got 14,000 views, and yet and yet I've still only got 238 subscribers.
Well,
I mean,
there is a difference between the subscribers and the viewers, because you've got the viewers coming in from Google, etc., who aren't necessarily interested in subscribing to anybody. They just want to watch that one video and then they move on to the next thing. So that not necessarily the hardcore YouTubers, as it were. But here's a free tip. Go on.
That one video alone probably makes up for at least half of my total views.
Really? Well,
Bizarre.
actually, you've had a couple of soccer, football management videos that have had quite a lot of views, haven't you?
Possibly.
Or is that on a different channel though? That might be the.
Oh, that's on my sister's channel. Yeah.
Your sister's channel.
My sister channel. My second channel.
Well, what I was going to say there was, here's a free tip, guys. Madden and FIFA, for some reason, even if they're old games from the 90s, these games get huge amounts of views if you do videos about it.
Yeah.
Which is why, yeah, I don't understand it. I guess it's because these are still massively popular to this day, and people like to search.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's more of a nostalgia thing. I think it's more of, oh, let's have a look what this game used to be like.
Yeah, I think it's either that, or I've noticed it too with a lot of like anime titles, like anime-based games, like Sword Art Online or Dot Hack, or things of that nature. I've noticed that there's like a huge like fan base there for a lot of those kind of things, like a lot of those like really bad like Dragon Ball Z games. Like there have been good ones, don't get me wrong, but like some of the like bad ones, like even the Kinect game that came out, they still get like a ton of views just because there's that inherent fan base.
I think it's hard. Maybe it's just me. I think it's hard for us guys in the retro community because there is a core amount of people that like retro games, but it's hard. Not everybody wants to watch retro games. A lot of people want to watch FIFA videos, unboxing like a FIFA pack, FIFA Ultimate Team packs and stuff like that.
Yeah, John, there are communities that will only watch FIFA videos, or will only watch vlogs, or will only watch unboxing videos because that's what they like.
Exactly. I mean, that's the funny thing about the community is that people are drawn to different things. Some people like certain topics, some people like certain video games, some people sit and watch Minecraft or Grand Theft Auto or horror games, or I mean, that's the thing is, there are so many channels and there are billions of people in the world, and people are going to be drawn to so many different things.
So I have another question here. I can see that we have a new entrant. Oh, he's just disappeared. He'll be back soon, no doubt.
He got bored.
Yeah. Because we didn't introduce him. Sorry. But Travis, I wanted to ask, who would you say are your main influences on your YouTube videos?
That one is actually pretty easy. If you guys know who Lazy Game Reviews is,
I like Clint.
Yeah, Clint's a huge influence. I've talked to him a couple times, and he's a big influence, as well as people like Pushing Up Roses and Aaron Stapish of Retro Liberty, and like those were kind of my big three, is Aaron, Clint, and Sarah. Those are kind of the big three for me, but I don't know. I mean, I'm always influenced by new channels. I love discovering new channels and seeing, because sometimes you watch something and then you'll come to a channel you've never watched before and you'll learn something. And that's kind of the beauty of YouTube for me, is I'm constantly inspired by new channels. But those were kind of the three that got me started.
Well, here's a channel I don't know if you've watched before, but it's youtube.com/LawnBoysPost1975. Are you subscribed to this person?
I am not yet, but I will be here shortly.
You're missing out. You're missing out.
Well, I'm conscious of the fact that he is... Is he here with us right now? Dave! No, he's still trying to get in. He's having some problems getting in, but we promise you, Lawn Boys Post will be here soon.
Give him a jar, mate.
Yes, of course. Christmas Day is Christmas, Marmite.
I gave him a jar, mate, once. It was made out of pixels.
Oh, right, the hammer beads. Are they called hammer beads?
I call them hammer beads, parlor beads, whatever.
So how many of those pieces of art have you done so far, would you say?
Between me and my partner making them, I'm going to say about 30 tops.
And have you given them all away to YouTubers?
This year, yeah. All for free, aye.
Ah. Well, do you have any examples of your handiwork to hand?
Lone
See
Boy
right now?
Sports, he was in the first episode of my series this year. And I made a DeLorean from the back.
Oh, well, I wish he was here to talk about it, but he's still struggling getting in. So, oh, and he's gone again.
He'll get in.
He will. He'll keep trying.
Eventually. But in the time that we've been waiting, I'm now subscribed to him, so I can save a little bit of face.
That's why he left. He got excited. Oh, a subscriber!
He's got loads. What's he got, like 3K or something?
Yeah, he's like 3,000.
It's actually getting towards 4,000.
Yeah, it's getting close there.
Yeah, I want to know, though, with Dave, how many of those subscribers would have subbed when he was more of the vlogger? Or how many of those have subscribed after he started doing the gameplay videos more often?
Well, he's got quite a good fan base, to be honest, Lone Boy, and he's got quite high YouTubers that watch him day to day, like Rich Tech USA. He watches him a lot. As you mentioned,
Steve Benway watches him.
Game reviews. I'm sure he does. And there's loads of people out there that watch Lone Boy's posts.
I think Dave was the first vlogger that I actually watched, because I used to just watch gameplays, and then I kind of found Dave's channel and via one of his gameplays, and then I seen all his vlogs, so then I kind of started enjoying watching people's vlogs.
Right,
I like his vlogs the best of everything. The gameplay videos are fun. I'm not able to watch every single one of them, but I always look forward to his interesting topics and blogs, which is what I specialize in, is blogs.
See, I have a problem doing vlogs because I don't appear on the cameras. I do do a vlog every week, but it's still gameplay.
Why don't you do what Console Snob does, which I've blatantly ripped off numerous times, and just talk, and then have gameplay footage underneath that?
That's what I do every Sunday, is it not?
Yes, it is. You've got the racing series, haven't you? What's it called?
JL76 Retro Racing Rambo. Basically, I play a racing game and I talk about stuff.
Yes, indeed. And you used to have some other series, didn't you? Which you've now canned because nobody watched them.
Pretty much all series people don't watch.
Do you actually know how many people download Desert Island games these days?
It depends who's on. I think, I don't know. I've not looked at the figures for a while, but I know Exe was one of the. I thought that was going to be in 100, but I only get downloaded about 30 times. And I think Steve Benway, obviously, I think was the highest one.
Well, what we've got to do in 2015, and we are planning on doing this, is Dave.
I don't know.
No. Hello, Dave. How are you?
I don't know if you can even hear. Try and log in. I get 3 seconds of sound followed by.
Oh, Dave. I think we've lost you. You're cutting out.
Get him some iron brew quick.
So I think Google Hangouts is playing up tonight, because when I first logged on, Harry, I was having problems as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, Google Hangouts had some problems I've noticed, where sometimes it'll work great and then other times, not so much.
Well, it is free, so I'm not going to complain.
True.
Although Dave probably will. Space for Dave to say something, but I don't think Google Hangouts is allowing him to. It's censored him.
Poor Lone Boy.
So we were talking about Desert Island games there, weren't we?
Were we? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, in 2015.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's what I might actually cut that bit out. What was the time code? It was 2 hours-ish. Okay. Right. I'll start that sentence again, I guess. So in 2015, we hope to get more promotion done off-site, whereas currently, well, first of all, we're hoping to, you know, put a bit more time into the website, which has been neglected of late. Tune in soon for more information about that. And also in 2015, we're going to be looking to open up into the wider audience of the web and try and get things like Desert Island Games. It's criminal that it's only getting 30 views, 30 downloads per episode, because this show, it should be getting in the hundreds, nay thousands. So we're going to sort of up our game in terms of the promo and marketing side of things. To this end, if you wish to apply for the job of Promo Marketing Manager at RetroUnlim.com, please apply on the contact page. We can pay you 3 peanuts, and you get to keep anything you find on the floor in the office.
Excellent.
I'll dare you for a Kit Kat.
Sold! Welcome aboard, sir. You're our
What
new
would you
digital
do for a
marketing
Klondike bar?
Be the RetroUnlim marketing manager. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Right, it is time to move to another retro roundtable question. Now, actually, we've asked them all, but I guess we can ask them again. Did we ask favorite Christmas Day video game presents? What was your favorite? Did we ask that?
No, you didn't ask that.
Well, there you go. I open it up to the retro roundtable. Answer. Favorite games that you got on Christmas Day.
Games, right? Okay.
I think Duke Nukem Time to Kill back on the PS1 was one of my favorite Christmas gifts that I can remember.
Ah, right. So it was on the PS1 and not the Nintendo 64!
No. It was, I think, 97, I'm thinking, in there. 96, late 96, 97 in there. But that was a memorable Christmas gift. I got Call of Duty Ghosts last Christmas, which, you know, was good. It was all right.
I don't really get games for Christmas because I usually buy them myself because I'm too impatient.
Well, my favorite Christmas gift actually was I got a Nintendo 64 for Christmas, and I won't say I freaked out like the kid in the video, but I freaked out like the kid in the video. I don't remember. I know I got Super Mario 64 with it, but I don't remember if I got any other games with it. But man, that was a good Christmas.
Yeah. I can pretty much say the same thing. I didn't freak out like the Nintendo 64 kid because, well, it was a present for my brother, but we used to share consoles, and actually we still do. My PS3 is currently round at his house. I want it back!
Good old Barry Yak.
Yeah, Barry. Yeah, but yes, we got the N64 with Super Mario, and we'd actually gone to Argos, which is a catalogue store here in the UK, a couple of months previous, so we knew we were going to get it, and we'd messed around on the display consoles with Mario 64. We couldn't figure out what to do, though. We didn't know that you had to jump into the paintings to get into the level, and we spent 10 minutes wandering around the castle thinking, is this the whole game? What do you do? And we never thought to jump in the paintings, because, of course, you don't have a manual. We thought it must be some demo console, and you can't get into the levels. But anyway, when we actually did get into the levels, it was the last time I think I really was in awe of a console. I don't know if it was the fact that I was getting older. How old would I have been? About 13, 14 maybe. And it would have been the last time that I thought, wow, I'm really blown away by the graphics of this. And I mean, for Christmas since, I've had Xbox 360, PS4, PS3 rather, sorry, and I've never actually been blown away in the same way. I mean, Skyrim, I love that game. Every so often I go back to it, but I don't know, I didn't have that same sort of, wow, this is awesome moment the first time I played it.
The last time I felt that was the Bayonetta demo that I still haven't bought the real game yet for the Wii U.
Oh, the demo?
Like, whoa, when I played the demo a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, right. So that's a relatively recent game, yes.
I felt like after ages of like certain stuff not feeling like video games. I played Bayonetta and I was like, my hands are dead. I'm fighting this boss like at the beginning of like the demo, and I was like, this is mint.
Yeah, it's that sort of it's that sort of feeling that you can't really explain. That magic of video games that you think, wow, this is fantastic. It's like the orgasm moment, the climax moment, if you will.
Yeah.
Except not like that.
Whoa, I thought it was like that.
Or maybe in the case of console snobs games that usually get taken down for community strikes. Sorry, snob. We hate to rub it in, but we love to rub it in at the same time.
He won't be watching it anyway, it's cool.
I know. You can say what you like about him. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve. Oh, sorry, it's Christmas Day today, isn't it? Tomorrow, on Boxing... That's the 10th time I've got mixed up about what day it is. On Boxing Day, he'll send me an email saying, Harry Yak, you swine, what have you been saying about me?
Yeah, because he might actually watch it and surprise us.
Don't worry, I'll pay him not to. Right, here's a shout out for Snob's new channel, Cineworld Didcut. I don't know if he's very annoyed with me for revealing that fact, but he's doing very well in terms of the views. So there you go.
Is he doing that officially as part of his job, or is he just taking it upon himself to set up a YouTube channel?
I think it is part of the job, but most of the jobs that I've had in the past, your typical jobs, if you did that, they'd say, get the hell out of this company.
If I did that, I would get sacked on the spot.
Of course, I can do it as much as I like now, because I work for myself. So, to all those people, to all those companies. Anyway, continue the podcast. That was my own personal getting it off my chest moment.
It's nice to have your own business and be king, isn't it?
Yes! Yes, I am the king! I can tell other people what to do.
Nice. I quit in '91 and never looked back.
See, when you've got your business, Harry, do you have to, if you're feeling sick, do you have to phone yourself to tell yourself you're not coming in?
Oh, well, no, because I usually just carry on working when I'm sick. For example, a couple of weeks ago I was really ill, but I carried on working. I still did my normal work hours.
Yeah, do you have to, like, team meetings with with yourself?
Yes. There's 2 chairs, and I have to... Yeah, there's 2 chairs, and I have to get up from one chair and sit in the other chair when I'm responding to myself.
Your Christmas lunch must have been quite eventful.
The company secret Santa.
So, Dean, did you say that you run your own business?
Yes, I have my own business.
Oh, cool. What is it?
It's a painting and decorating business. I do paint interiors and exteriors of homes and businesses. I do faux finishes, murals, graphics, cabinets and antiquing of, woodworking cabinets, that kind of thing.
Nice.
Yes, people will.
It's a living. It pays the bills.
It's a living. It's like the Flintstones, isn't it? But yeah, people
I'm
will
Fred.
always.
You can tell by that two-tone face I've got.
How is business these days? I'm guessing that people will always want painters and decorators.
It's good, yeah. No, it's actually doing better now than it was in 2008. We'll put it that way.
Oh, that's fantastic.
After the epic economic collapse we had in 2008, it's been tough, but it's coming back around.
I know.
I haven't got a new Corvette yet, but I mean it's on the mend.
It's on the list of things for 2015.
That's what I want for Christmas, a new Corvette. but I won't get it.
Are you tempted to just draw all the money that you earn out of the bank and swim in it like Uncle Scrooge?
I pay my way as I go, so I don't owe anything. But yeah, it's tempting at times.
Dare I say, can anyone hear me?
Yes, I was just about to introduce you, but you seem to be in under a pseudonym, so I was...
I don't know. I've borrowed someone else's computer. My computer, we'll save it for another time, but my internet service provider is capping me, even though I argued with them for an hour and a half today that they weren't capping me, but you are capping me, British Telecom.
Where's your picture?
I don't know. I borrowed someone else's computer, and this computer hates me more than my internet does, apparently.
I missed your handsome mug. You gotta get your.
I haven't got a webcam on this one. Like I said, it's not my computer, but just wouldn't let me talk to you guys. It was jealous, I think.
Bastards.
Yeah. So otherwise you would see my bloody face, but also I'm hiding it because it's winter and my face is falling off with eczema right now.
Don't worry, Dave. I've got your picture in my memory.
Yeah, oh, thanks.
Just like that Christmas song, I got a picture of you in my mind.
Anyway, today's podcast is sponsored by Carlsberg. Why Carlsberg? Because it was the only beer my closest off-license had with me being lazy.
Probably the best live stream in the world.
It's also
certainly not the best lager in the world.
It's also sponsored by Budweiser because that's the free beer I got from my work.
What?
But why did your work punish you like that?
We've been very bad this year, and work was
that's your non-bonus, a free crate of Budweiser. I have to say, by the way, I'm plugging a beer, which from my last pickup video was absolutely fantastic, but it's really expensive. It's 6%. Tequila beer is the future, people.
Oh, is that Desperado or something you're drinking?
Yeah, Desperados.
Yeah.
There's two of them. There's another one now, which is tequila and lime. But if I want fruit, I'll eat an apple.
That's the first time I've ever seen it in a can.
It's limited edition, which I'm assuming is limited edition based on the fact that if it sells, they'll keep it. If it doesn't, they'll just say, oh, it's limited edition.
Dave, is it better than Christmas dinner in a can?
Of course not. You mean that thing they teased us with last year?
Yes, I'm still waiting for it.
The Christmas tinner.
Yes.
Oh, Christmas tinner. Thing is, though, they actually did release it now, thanks to dumb schmucks like us. I'm sure it would sell millions.
Yes.
I've got loads of it and fill up my nuclear shelter when the Russians finally invade.
Get Ashton to promote it. It will sell well.
It would though. Things it would sell, and like I said, it's in my fallout shelter for when that communist twat I was arguing with the other day tries to kill me.
Yeah, you're using it as a barrier, aren't you? Because it's so dense, nothing can get through that.
Not even
a nuclear explosion, no.
Not even the left-wing corruptness of the BBC.
Yeah, you try to kill us both.
Hey, don't badmouth the BBC. I've done interviews with them.
Have you? All right. All right, cough, BBC, you left-wing wankers. Sorry, where did that come from? It's a malform of threats.
So, Kev,
Where were we before I had no idea what was going on?
I actually can't remember. I think we were talking about businesses.
Your icon, you're sure you know well, some tribute to Noel Edmonds.
Yes, it is indeed.
As we know, Noel Edmonds is the modern Father Christmas.
Yes.
He's got a beard and he gives kids free shit.
Is Deal or No Deal still running?
Unlike Jimmy Savile, who took it away. Sorry.
And there we go.
Dave, do you watch Dave Gorman on the Dave channel?
Yes. I think you mean my channel.
On your channel? On your channel?
By the way, if I can just plug my channel tonight, people, if you've got nothing to watch, why not watch me? Because currently I'm showing Sin City. You know it makes sense.
On the last episode of Dave Gorman on your channel, he was talking about how he hoaxed the Metro by putting a picture of Jesus on an old T-shirt.
Yeah.
It was actually Noel Edmonds, a stencil of Noel Edmonds.
It's Modern Life is Rubbish.
Yeah, right, goodish.
Not Modern Life, that's an album by Blur. Yeah, Modern Life.
Yeah, it's a brilliant show.
He's the man of a million instant teleprompter, moments. Just love the fact he just stands in front of a screen just clicking with perfect timing.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant show.
Yes. Right, well, Dave, now you're here, I can ask this question. It's a special segment, and we've had a question submitted by none other than Dave P. So that's Dave Price. That's not the Dave who's in the stream right now. He, unfortunately, cannot be with us this evening.
He wants me to touch Novabug in an inappropriate place.
Well, it's something, actually, you've sort of guessed at what the question might be. Because here it is.
It's Amstrad related.
Unfortunately not, but I might modify it. Hold on a sec.
Well, as you know, I now rock an Amstrad.
Oh yes, of course. But let's ask the question and see if there is indeed anything to do with Amstrad in it. Here we go. I've got to ask it in the style of Dave as well. Santa has been watching you all night, licking his his mince pies and toying with his sack. He awakens you gently and asks, drooling, "You been good, boy/girl?"
Thanks, Dave Price, for making Santa sound exactly like a paedophile.
He touches your leg with the look of a hungry dog.
As long as he's not touching my leg with his Yuletide log.
You are not allowed to hit Santa, but what would you do here?
Look in the mirror and say I don't believe in Santa 10 times, then the Candyman will come and kill me and I'll be free.
Excellent, there you go. That's the end of that question. Nothing is going to beat that, but you can try. Does anybody want to try?
If I was American, I would reach underneath my pillow and pull out my fully automatic handgun and waste that bitch.
Well, the thing is, and I've had it on good authority from Dave himself, that's Dave P, that you're not allowed to resort to violence. It's not a valid answer.
But it's in the Constitution, so it's not violence.
I would threaten to show him my winky.
Hold on a sec, though.
Can I knee him in the sack?
Hold on a sec, though. I get the feeling he might like that, because this is a sort of creepy Santa.
I just tell him to back off on Jimmy Savile's property.
Operation U Tree!
Then he just know I'd already been ruined.
All you need to say is, Operation U Tree, fool!
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'd be too exhausted from bagging Mrs. Santa the night before.
Hey!
Dave, did you know it is Stuart Hall's birthday today? He is 85.
Birthday, Stuart Hall. 85. Where the years go? What was the war like? Who did we fight? Who are you? That's what you say when you're 85.
Actually, a bit of a secret here that Stuart Hall is something of an influence on the Harry Yak voice.
Oh no, you shouldn't have admitted that.
I've admitted it in the past, before all the allegations.
Allegations?
Allegations? He's in jail?
Oh dear. He's not an influence in that way, you understand, just the way that he talks. The way that he presents.
See, I always thought you said it like Terry Wogan.
Same thing, they have pretty much the same voice, don't they?
Alan Partridge, aha!
Aha!
Monkey tennis!
Eat my cheese! Oh, just half a bottle of Blue Nut, please.
Let's just spend the rest of the show quoting Alan Partridge. Oh!
I'm going to get another beer, I'll be back.
I actually saw a hack for the BBC Micro. It was Alan Partridge the game!
Are you for real?
Yes! I would get a picture right now, but my browser's crashed.
Ah, shame. Did you see the game I did in my latest gameplay? I had to run through, because BT capped me, they capped my upload speed from 6 megs down to a quarter of a meg, right? So I had to run it through Handbrake 7 times. Just to get it up to the internet. Yeah, it's called Pissed, and it's the drunken urination simulator.
I've not seen that one yet.
Where you have to take a piss, and then after every level, if you successfully get it in the bowl, while winning extra points for pissing on the bloke's leg that's coming through the next stall, it ups your alcohol blood level, and then the room starts disappearing and shit, and it gets really difficult to hold your winky straight.
So is this an indie game? Is this an indie game then?
I found it on the Homebrew channel last night. I also found Metal Blob Solid.
Fantastic. There's nothing that you can't find in the homebrew community, ladies and gentlemen. Anything. What's your fetish? It's out there.
Pissing in a bowl, apparently.
Well, there you go. A lot of people like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It pretty much once you've done the first 5 levels, it's all the same. But for those initial 3 minutes, it's quite fun.
Once you've had a number 1 and a number 2, where do you go from that? 1 and 2 at the same time, maybe?
Oh, imagine there was a dumping simulator. Get on it, Homebrew channel.
No, please don't.
I'm pretty sure all the thumbs down, apart from the regular thumbs down, which is that person you just religiously stole from me, is people who don't have a sense of humour.
I like the fact that you've got regular thumbs downers. I want some regular thumbs downers.
I like that though. It's kind of because whoever regular thumbs me down doesn't seem to understand the point that that's just a reflection of how sad they are, and the fact that they come to my videos just to thumb it down and then fuck off. It's just a waste of 30 seconds of their life.
I don't want to tempt fate or anything, but I don't think I've had any thumbs down for months and months.
Would you like me to pop on the temp stop me and thumbs you down just so you can go along?
Please do, yeah.
Just you watch, John, now. You'll get so many thumbs down, they'll take you from YouTube.
Do you know why I don't get any thumbs down? Because no bugger watches me.
That's not true.
Oh, I watch you.
You do actually. Yeah.
I've also got a shout out here. We've got many shout outs this evening. I'm just going to stagger them across the course of the evening. And it's one of your friends, John. It is Channel Swifts. Swifto.
Ah, Swifto.
Yes. I'd like to say go and subscribe to him because he makes some fantastic videos. And there you go. He's got some brilliant series.
He's been on 5 years. 5 years he's been doing YouTube in February, and he's only got 38 subscribers. So come on, people.
Yes, actually, I think he's had a jump in subscribers recently since he did his most recent video.
In February, I would have been doing this for 4 years. That's scary.
Now, I think what we should learn from this is we need to ask people to subscribe to... No, don't do that. Don't do that, guys. We do not condone that.
I give him a shout out, but everyone I give a shout out to ends up with a regular troll.
Shoutouts.
Will you allow me to indulge myself and ask Dean one quick card question?
Yes.
So Dean, the Mustang officially got launched in, like, you could buy it anywhere on import. The Mustang officially got launched in the UK. Ask how big its engine is.
What was that? The Mustang got launched in the UK?
Like, officially. You could always import it and import it directly through Ford dealers, but they've actually released it officially as right-hand drive. So guess what they did to ruin it when they released it in the UK with the engine?
I don't know. What is it, a 4-cylinder?
It's a 2-litre 4-cylinder Ecotec engine.
Oh,
They've basically taken a fucking muscle car and given it a Ford Granada engine from the 80s.
Yeah, they've castrated you guys. It's unfortunate. Over here, everything's got a Hemi or it's got the biggest.
They should be badged. They should be badged the Mustang UK.
Yeah, the new Dodge Challenger Hellcat, 707 horsepower. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we have over here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can actually buy a diesel version of it as well. So there you go. That's that car. Sorry, Mr. Yak. I just had to share my disappointment of how we finally got a Mustang and they ruined it.
I've seen a lot of Mustangs around Newcastle lately, like.
They're probably real ones. You can tell because the person driving is sat on the wrong side.
They're all driving around going, "Yeehaw, partner! Come on in!"
Sometimes when I'm in, someone else's car, I'd like to stick a Fisher Price kit steering wheel on the left and then scare people at the traffic lights. They come
Make them think it's one of those driving test cars. Also, shout out to the Ford Granada. Woo!
Actually, that's not fair, me slagging off the Ford Granada, because there was a 2.8 Ford Granada, wasn't it?
I wrecked one. I cut one in half in a 1975 Ford Granada. Went through an intersection at 70 sideways, hit a Toyota, and literally folded it right around the Toyota.
See, that's because you should have hit an American car, not a Japanese car. Especially
the broad ran the light. It was her fault, but
if you hit a German car, you'll hit it so hard.
I caught air over the intersection and hit her sideways.
Did at least her insurance pay out?
Oh, of course.
Is she rotten hell? Sorry.
Yeah, it was my parents' Granada. I had a Ford Maverick, and my car was more reliable than their old their Ford Granada, so they wanted to borrow my Maverick for road trips. So I used their car to go to work, and then it got totaled. So at least my parents got a new car out of it, which was nice.
Mr. Yak, just for Dean here, find a picture of the original Ford Capri.
I'll try. If I disappear, it's because my browser's crashed.
I've had two of them. I had two 77s.
Yeah, but your Capri's different to our Capri? I don't know. Or to quote Only Fools and Horses, Capri here.
I might even have a picture of my old.
Here we go, a picture of a Ford Capri.
Capri here.
Capri.
Nice, look at that. Doesn't it think so?
Sexy.
And it's got some cows in the background as well, which makes that picture 10 times better.
It's got the fence panel from that 1980s advert that told you not to break into electric sites. Remember?
Oh, look in the background.
John, someone's had a go at this. What? No, we shouldn't. Then he pulls the electric pilot.
Yeah, that's the old one. I had the newer one that was made in Germany.
That was our equivalent of the Mustang. That's what it was originally marketed at. as in this country was, a mini pony car.
Yeah, I had V6s in mine. It was a 3.9 liter. I'm not sure. It was a good size V6 with a 4-speed.
Well, speaking of pictures, I have another one here for John. Here we go. Now, do you know what that says?
It says, life you.
Yes, but what does that mean?
It means Merry Christmas in Yak language.
Nearly. It means Merry Christmas in Scots.
You don't. Those aren't horns. They look like you're waving your hands in the air. But
I of course knew. So it does. I of course knew that. Yeah.
That's why.
You should come here. Yeah, it's the Muppet Show. What are we live on, by the way? If I want to plug this link.
We are live. Well, we're not actually live. We're pre-recorded on RetroUnlim Live, which is actually RetroUnlim, and also I believe the RetroUnlim channel. So whichever you're watching on, a very Merry Christmas and a blithe Yule to you, sir.
Blithe Yule.
Blithe Yule. I did that especially for you, Mr.
Thank you.
John Latimer.
Thank you. That I'm embarrassed to know that I didn't know what that saying was. Oops.
Well, yes, I had to look
You
it
look
up.
more like a skull in that. You look like a little angry undead man.
It's actually supposed to be Rudolph.
Yeah. Why is he crying blood?
Yes, that's teletext for you.
Devil horn.
Merry Christmas, bitches. Now who wants an infectious case of pink eye?
We should just do this every week, shouldn't we? Long Boys post commentates on teletext.
I'd be down for that.
The only accurate thing about that photo is his red nose. The rest of it, no.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Rudolph, but your nose isn't because of pixie dust. It's a really, really big, aggressive tumor.
He actually looks like he's high on something as well. On those white flakes.
Rudolph the cracked up reindeer.
I did more. Also sounds like Arnold's.
How else do you think he flies? He's not actually flying. He's just passed out on the floor, assuming he's flying. Turns out, sorry, children, there will be no Christmas this year. Turns out Rudolph has a substance abuse problem.
All those Christmas stories, they're all live from Rudolph's brain. In reality, he's just been passed out on the floor for 10 years.
Way.
I've watched a Christmas movie a day since the end of October.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Are you doing a blog about this?
No, I should do. I've just realised now I just missed a massive fucking trick.
Yeah, we were talking about that Ref movie earlier.
Which
The
one?
one with
Kevin
Spacey and Dennis Leary there.
Yeah, it's called something because apparently we wouldn't understand the reference ref. So in this country, it's called something different. Would you like to know what it's called?
That's what I was telling him, how you had a different name.
Hostile hostages.
Mm-hmm.
And Ranger Games is called something different over here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sheep Games or something. I don't know. I forget what it's called, but it's called something. It's just this when they think English people wouldn't get a North American reference. Last time I checked, we have refs in fucking our football. Almost said soccer then, now I have to punch myself in the balls.
Kevin, you seem to have went black and white.
Yeah, I changed the filter. Mine looks cooler.
Oh no, French.
Only.
Drink a glass of wine for breakfast.
Who's Santa
That's
Claus?
not French, that's bollocks.
Santa Claus does. He eats numerous carrots as well, apparently. So there you go.
Did you see in the paper where that high school that teacher made a point of telling a class of infants that Santa wasn't real?
Oh.
What a heartless cow.
Hold on, wait.
He drives a Prius.
Santa's not real?
What? Yeah, I've just decided you're right, dude. All heartless cows drive Priuses. So
Well, of course.
Middle class
You
parties
have
they
more
talk
people,
about adopting a lion or something and bigger and better with a last part of cow.
You could adopt a lion bar and eat it.
It's more useful than a fucking Prius. Sorry. Oh, excuse my friends. From now on, that's going to be my new insult. Someone says you're an asshole. Yeah, well, you're a fucking Prius.
Oh,
That's lower than that.
Right, it
What was
is
the
time.
Honda hybrid that had covers over the back wheel arches? I always liked that, even though it was a hybrid. I didn't like it because it was hybrid. I liked it because it looked like it was from the Jetsons. If I had a hybrid, I'd double on that noise as well. So it sounded like an engine to go. And then when I park it, turn into a briefcase.
Okay.
Boring random fact, people. There was only one, first time when it was shown, like first time around when it came out, there was only one season of the Jetsons. People assume there were more, there weren't.
Well, how many episodes were there in that series?
I don't know, but all the other ones since were like one-off specials.
Crossovers. Didn't they do a crossover with the Flintstones?
They did. Wouldn't being a Flintstone be amazing? You get to live old school, but you've got everything we have now. Alright, reading the newspaper is going to involve you being Arnold Schwarzenegger, but...
No.
I never understood when I was a kid why you couldn't just climb in for the window when it was shut. I don't know, because you didn't have any fucking glass. Even as a kid, I was a cynical bastard.
Dave, it sounds like you're broadcasting from the toilet, which is constantly flushing.
It's probably fucking my internet.
Or maybe
There
you
you go. For Christmas, people, have a whip around in Kilbrick's Telecom.
There you go,
Yeah.
for people playing RetroUnlim Bingo, you've probably got a full house now.
Mm.
And also, we can now retire.
See that, Harry? That's the sound of a dust bunny coming by. Why does your logo right now look like the kid on the front box of Kes?
I don't know, maybe because Santa played him. He's also flicking the V's at you there.
Find a picture of when Vic and Bob did Kes.
Okay.
It's now the picture request show.
Was that on Shooting Stars?
Yeah. Can it fly? Yes! Yes, it's flying now. Well, you go back to school and give me some of that chicken tikka. Trust me to break a live stream again, so...
That's
by the
okay,
way, Ben,
Dave.
by the way, Ben Stiller and Ricky Gervais are on Graham Norton right now, which dispels the myth that they're both the same person and can't show up in public. There it is, yes! Now find when they did Lethal Weapon.
No, I've just closed the browser down.
Look, there's bomb on bog. I can see there's bomb on bog. No, there's bomb on bog.
Memories. Right, speaking of memories, it is time to go back to the RetroUnlim Awards. It's just something for a bit of fun. I'm going to shout out some more categories, and you've got to nominate people or occurrences to be awarded. And here it is, the prestigious RetroUnlim Silver Joystick, which is really just a Games Master Golden joystick, but sprayed with silver car paint. But we've got a few categories, and we want you, yes you, the RetroUnlim stream members, to suggest things, and people indeed, to win them. Now,
Jimmy Savile.
There you go. Jimmy Savile is the RetroUnlimmer of the year. Yes.
Who do you
there you
reckon
go.
will win in a fight? A young Jimmy Savile or a young Roll Paris?
Stuart Hall. It would knock them all out.
Stuart Hall's on commentary.
It'd be like it's a knockout. I'd like to say, right, that's it. That is it. That's what they should do. As penance for all these egregious things that they've been doing, what they should do is a massive, maybe a Christmas special or something, where they get all these people together. Gigantic. It's a knockout, yes, with Rob Harris and Stuart Hall and all of these people, yeah, and all the victims are going to be there in the crowd. Oh, this is really in bad taste, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just suggested it, but you seem to run with it.
Yeah, but think about it though. They're going to be humiliated in public, which is the worst thing. And also,
I think I got a better solution. We should just take all these pedos and tie cheese wire around their balls and tow them from the back of my car. it would be my privilege to do that for you, sir.
Well, what is your car?
I have a, for our American guest, Hyundai Tiburon.
Excuse me, it sounds like you have a cough there, Dave.
I do. Now, I have a Hyundai coupe.
A Hyundai coupe? Toupe, sorry.
A coupe.
Yes, well, my parents used to have a Hyundai. Whatever.
Hyundai?
Coupe.
Well, you just turned into a ninja.
Hyundai! Well, they had one of those, and it was pink.
Oh, dear.
We used to call it the pink Cadillac. And they used to say, it's not pink, it's salmon. But it was definitely pink.
I like my car. It's not the greatest car in the world, but it works for me.
It's only good if it's pink.
No, it's not. It's silver because I want it to pretend it's a DeLorean.
What, did you paint it silver?
No, I just left it in the rain and all the paint fell off.
That's a good idea, ladies and gentlemen. That's a RetroUnlim top tip.
I had a big argument with my dad the other day because we were watching Wheeler Dealers and it was the one when they restored the DeLorean. And I said to my dad, he got really upset. I said, you know what? If I ever won the lottery, I'd buy myself a DeLorean. So he immediately got angry at this little spots, of which there are a great many. And I just went, yeah, well, Back to the Future beats all of those, so shut up.
Well, the DeLorean was at Play Expo earlier this year.
John DeLorean? What? I thought he was dead.
Well, yes, he's come back from the grave.
After being threatened by the US government.
They rose him from his grave. Yeah, basically. They brought him back.
He used bionics and brought him back with bionics, Dave.
They brought him back with a shit French engine. And gold doors, so basically if he was an idiot. That was this thing though. I love the DeLorean, but basically in the modern world, at least where I live, you'd never actually be able to get out of it. You'd just be forced to drive around all day before going back to your house empty-handed because you couldn't open the fucking doors because everything has car spaces next to you in the car parks. I still love DeLorean. I can't stay mad at it. I can't stay mad at my Lego DeLorean. That was a fucking wanker.
Would you buy a DeLorean?
Yeah, but I'd buy one from that company in California that buys old DeLoreans and then removes everything that's shit about them, which is pretty like 95%. Just leaves the body and puts modern parts in, like they do with the Aston Martin and the E-Type.
Oh, I didn't know about
You
it.
don't really need to tinker with the E-Type. It's perfect.
Did you watch that show, Dave, that was on, I think it was Channel 5, and it was Philip Clinister?
Yes.
From ours. He was bringing back the DeLorean.
That show was awesome.
It was
I
good.
think pretty much that's the only good thing on Channel 5.
Yeah.
People, if you don't like Channel 5, you can always come and check out my channel. Dave. And Red Wolf on Saturday nights. Yay.
But Dave is 100 times better than Channel 5. Goes without saying.
I've also got a channel on Sky as well. It's called Sumo TV. Seriously.
I've got one as well. It's called Babe Station.
What? Hey people, I've got no room in my garage. I know, I'll store shit on my car. Look at it. It's not a car anymore, it's a shelf unit.
It's actually got its own fan next to it as well. Maybe that's built into it.
I'm trying to work out what the registration is for this pill in front of it. Or is that the registration?
FH2158. There you go, I've passed my driving test because I read that.
Why is that Scale Electric? There's an MB box, game box on it.
Oh yeah.
It's a toy, I demand to know what it is. If you were Blade Runner now, you could fucking zoom in and shit, but you're not.
Zooming in heads! Zooming in heads! Well, maybe that big DeLorean is actually the Scale Electric DeLorean.
DeLorean? DeLoreans?
We all adore DeLorean. No, I don't know.
Do you know what? As a kid, being a cynical bastard, more so than I am now, do you know the bit I always made me chuckle and say out loud when he's doing that zoom and enhance shit in Blade Runner, which is, yeah, you can zoom and enhance all you fucking want, mate, but bottom line is you just ask to remove something from the picture. You can't fucking do that. By the way, picture, remove them all. I want to see what's behind it. No, that makes you a peeping top.
Yeah, yeah. I actually read somewhere that somebody, a wedding photographer, had a request for him to remove somebody completely from one of the photos so he could see what was behind them.
Wow. That's how he explained it, but what he really wanted to do was get rid of the groom so he could put a picture of himself in some creepy Family Guy picture. He pretended to James Woods. Am I the only person who wishes that there was a very Merry Kiss special for Family Guy?
No, I think I always wanted that to be
Brilliant.
a show as well.
Wasn't there actually one?
No.
Do that again?
The a very quick kiss special for Family Guy.
Oh yeah, it was like on tape or something that you recorded it.
Yeah, I really wish there was. That'd be brilliant.
So
Rhino people, young dinosaurs don't like the sound of metal. I don't know if I go as far as to say Kiss is metal. But...
There's a brilliant film. There's a brilliant film about these four guys that going to see Kiss in concert.
Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, and they won tickets on the radio or something, then they end up getting them confiscated.
Oh, it's funny that movie.
Yeah,
it's an amazing movie. It's not Dazed and Confused, but it's an amazing movie.
What? So that's an actual fictional movie rather than a documentary, a tour doc.
And here's a little known fact. This is one for you, Dave, seeing as you're on Slamcast. One of the guys that was one of the four guys, he actually was in the WWE as Kane and Daniel Bryan's psychiatrist.
One was what was it? John Connor.
John Connor?
Yes. What's his name? Edward Furlong.
Possibly.
Otherwise known as the kid who had a CD in Japan of poetry, and also was in an Aerosmith video.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
You know, back when Aerosmith was still good.
Well, was he in the Guns N' Roses video for the song that was in T2, which I've forgotten?
You could
Yeah, that's it.
with that ginger guy who had a failed sitcom, where he was a dad and hated his family, and not in a good way like Al Bundy. I got an amazing documentary on Bruce Lee that Al Bundy says the coolest thing ever, because he's Al Bundy, he's not. He said, I remember watching Bruce Lee as a kid, and he was one bad motherfucker. I'm like, Al Bundy said bad motherfucker, amazing.
Is Al Bundy a relation to Larry Bundy?
His dad.
I find that's where Larry got the surname from.
I think you'll find that Ashens is my dad.
I think you'll find that Married with Children is the greatest sitcom ever made.
It's pretty good.
What about Only Fools and Horses?
Married with Children beats it.
Oh!
But not at Christmas. See what I did there?
Ah, yes, of course. Do you
if you buy the box set of Only Fools and Horses, which I've got, the 26.
I'll get the same set.
What's your favourite Fools episode?
Yeah.
What's the one where he gets really bad sunburn? He cooks Rodney. And then,
one of my favourite episodes is the Hullenbach Bug. I think my favourite episode, moments, probably when Dell sells everyone the skiing equipment for the riots.
And as you know, it was filmed in Bristol. I know where Nelson Mandela House is. I should take a picture, shouldn't I? You
should. Yeah. Should do it too. What, is it in Bristol?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not actually called. It's just down the road from me. It's not actually called Nelson Mandela House. And the Nag's Head. That's been 5 different pubs in Bristol, but only one of them still exists. You don't notice this when you watch it, but it's been 5 different pubs.
Do you know that box set that you've got the same as me, Dave? This set, I was reading reviews of it on Play.com, and apparently I've not noticed, but a lot of the music's changed.
Yeah,
it
is. Yeah. The only place you can actually watch Only Fools and Horses fully unedited. This is what annoys me about DVDs and shit. If you watch it on UK TV, everything on UK TV is as it was supposed to be. There are even episodes of Blackadder that are edited on the DVDs.
It's bloody annoying.
And obviously the young ones, they changed all the music pretty much in that.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Excuse you, Dave.
Greatest thing ever in the young ones, which I like to do to annoy people at work, is freeform.
I love it.
Boomerang. Boomerang. Will you shut up? I'm trying to read. Oh, really, Vincent? I learned to do that years ago.
Dave, you should get your book out. Your Young Ones book.
Oh,
Come on, it's Christmas!
Yeah, but it's under, I'm not making this up, just under retro. It's under a PlayStation 2, 2 Dreamcasts, and a Sega Genesis right now.
Oh, okay.
4 episodes of the 1970s Marvel Star Wars comic.
Oh, so it's propping them all up.
It just happened to be there when I put those things on top of it. Not deliberately, it just ended up putting stuff on top of something else.
That's okay.
My Red Hulk figure was on it.
Well, that's okay. I think you did actually read us some excerpts from...
Felicity, you fill me with electricity.
Yeah, in episode 14. And I don't know how I remember that number. It was just episode 14.
I know what my Chuck Norris book is.
Oh, you could get that.
Yeah, that's sort of a pile of shit as well.
The only thing that's missing right now is a Christmas quiz, which I've not prepared.
I could read you my Jaguar E-Type Haynes manual, but I'm pretty sure explaining the cubic inches of a 3.6 carbureted engine is actually not as fun as Chuck Norris.
I don't know, perhaps.
I could tell you an anecdote about when my car has leather seats.
Go on then.
My previous car, as you know, was written off by a cow walking onto the motorway. So as revenge, when Farmer paid out for my new car, I thought, fuck you cow, I'm going to tribute you by getting the car with leather seats. So every time I get angry that my old car was written off by a cow, I console myself by thinking, well, at least 2 of them died to make my seats.
You're a monster. How dare you do such things and think such things about fellow farmyard animals.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a yak. You're not a farmyard animal, you're an exotic farmyard animal. You're Wigan's only yak supporter.
We've been over this before, haven't we? I'm the only yak that's actually sat there in the stand.
Since you're never coming back for Dave and Yakum, can I just do another book?
I never said that I'm never coming back.
It's been a very interesting football season with Man United being shit. We had so many great points we could have mentioned.
I know. Unfortunately, they're getting better again now, so we can't.
Yeah, you fucking thrashed ourselves.
Oh well. Right.
Wayne Rooney! Have a very Rooney Christmas.
we all need to say that now. Have a very Rooney Christmas.
Have a very Rooney Christmas.
Can I just? I know it's not a football podcast, but I do have to say something, although I slightly agree with him. Oh fuck! I've got mind fart on his name. You know, the QPR bloke who put a cigarette out in someone's eye.
Joey Barton.
Yeah, BBC. Giving Lewis Hamilton, you know, Sports Personality of the Year is wrong. He's a terrible role model. Absolutely terrible role model. And I thought, says you who beat the shit out of someone and caused 20 fucking grams worth of damage to their face.
So how is Lewis Hamilton a bad role model? Because he drives cars fast and he's supposed to drive the speed limit?
No, because he doesn't pay his tax.
Because he lives in Monaco.
Yeah, all the racing drivers live there though.
But then, in his defence, Google don't pay their tax, and we all have YouTube channels.
And we actually have this live stream. Thank you, Lord Google.
Way.
Well, in a strange turn up for the books, I know he said he would not be here this evening.
You
but
lied.
He's actually here, and it's Mr. Chris Weatherly, aka Novabug, with his Christmas tree.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. How is everyone this Christmas Day?
Oh, I'm stuffed. I've been eating turkey all day.
Yeah, I've watched 15 episodes of Only Fools and Horses.
Oh, I've gone through the entire Red Dwarf back catalogue, turned off fucking Downton Abbey. This is my 1700 beer. Yeah.
Dave
Chris.
is also drinking Carlsberg.
Always. It's just cheap and cheerful.
So, Chris, what did you get for Christmas then?
Well, I got big smiles off my compadre, who's also in this stream. That's what I got.
Oh, Retro Game Crusader, you mean?
No. No, the man cackling with laughter there.
Captain Amstrad, as I now know.
Oh, right. Tell us about this. Tell us about the Amstrad.
What, me?
One of you.
Right, okay, Dave doesn't know this, but I'm going to tell him now. When I got the 2 Amstrads back in April, May.
I think you'll find the plural is Amstrai.
Amstrai. Oh, don't be picky, Mr. Boy.
Mr. Boy.
The idea, because I think it was Steve that put the idea into my head. I think at Blackpool when he said, "Oh, remember when we saw that CPC, Harry?"
Yes. Yes.
And he said, "Oh, you should buy that for Dave." Because he hasn't got a CPC and he's never had a CPC. And I thought, that's not a bad idea. Unfortunately, I couldn't afford it at the time. So, when I got these 2 Amstrads, I didn't know I was picking 2 up. So when I got the 2, I thought, it'd be quite cool to send one to Dave to see how he reacts. It was a shame that obviously one of them was broken and the other one worked but then stopped working. But everyone's seen that through the videos that I made. So, I got it working eventually. And
that made me feel even more guilty watching. Once I received it, I had like a fucking David Banner flashback sequence of all your repairing.
It was
fun. The music in my head was going no 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 no, and singing Nova Bug with tears in his eyes as he lovingly repaired and fixed his Amstrad. You know what? When I first got it, do you know what I did for ages? Because it's brilliant. Because we had a Spectrum Plus 3, which had the disc drive, but we never had the Amstrad model of the Spectrum. There's a very nice release action on the cassette recorder when you press it.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
And then I showed it to my dad, and he just went, "It's not a Spectrum." "All right, George, bear with me." And, he goes, and I never noticed this before, which is really obvious now. I own one, but I said, "Hey, Dad, you know what CPC stands for?" "I never knew this." He goes, "Does it stand for Colour Personal Computer?" And I went, "Yeah, how'd you know?" It fucking says it on the top, you knob jockey.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it says it on the top. Everyone says that. What does it stand for? Yeah, it says it on the fucking thing at the top.
So helpfully.
And I think there's a certain charm about green screen monitors.
It was.
It reminded me of word processing.
There's a story about that as well, but no, because I originally thought it would get fixed with the chip that James sent me. James sent me the chip from his Plus 2, and I thought that might work. It didn't, because the key configuration in the Plus 2 is actually slightly different to the CPC, even though they're both built Amstrad. So I got the original AY chip from the other CPC and soldered that into the one you've got now, Dave. And replaced the entire motherboard from my CPC because the ROM failed.
Right.
And that's how I've got now 2 working CPCs and one you've got, and also replaced the belts on yours. The only thing I didn't get around to, which I've already apologised for, was not changing the counter because I couldn't find a counter.
I just got
I couldn't find a replacement counter in time, so I thought, fuck, I've got to send this now. So. And the monitor.
I have to actually run it in my my actual bedroom and not my games room because it's so big. It won't. There's so many consoles in it. It won't fit on the floor.
The reason why I set the monitor is basically so you could power it and get it running.
I didn't know that until because when I opened it and I looked at it, didn't see it in the video. I looked at the leads and just went, "Wait, the power comes from the monitor."
Yeah.
Now I understand why they call it the all-in gaming solution.
That is it. Yeah. So that's why I sent you the monitor as like a temporary stopgap to get it so you could just play the Galactic Plague in green and play European Five-a-Side in green.
Do you know what the best thing about it though is when I fired it up for the first time, I sat there and went, right, let's play some games, and then my brain just went, what the fuck is the load command?
Luckily, it says it on the inlay.
Yeah. And I was actually going to type load quotation mark like you would on a fucking Sinclair Spectrum. And my brain just went, I suspect.
Yeah. You'd have to type well, for disc or tape you can type cat and that would run the tape to find the load command, but you don't need to do that. Small control enter, bang, load.
I have ordered a copy of Renegade off eBay.
No, Renegade's cool. Renegade's cool.
That was a game I was so jealous of as a kid.
You've got to play Oh Mummy on the CPC because it's far superior to the Spectrum version. Anyway, I'm glad you like it.
It's amazing, mate. I'm still, I'd like to say again, thank you very much. It really was.
No worries. It was a long-term plan I had, just to to enlighten you. So.
And I like Monkey Spazz's comment on my picture on Facebook. It just said, "What is that filth you're holding in your hand?"
Hold on. I completely disown Monkey Spaz now. So go on.
Hold on. Where's your moustache?
It's
Was
Christmas
it a bit
Day.
windy today? Did it blow off?
Hang on. I do believe it's Christmas Day. I shaved it off yesterday.
You're right. I apologise. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. It was a
You know, I
Christmas
did it
Eve.
as a joke.
Chris!
I think I sent it to you, Chris, but I forgot I didn't get rid of it because I did it as a joke, right? When I had stubble that day, I shaved all my stubble off apart from my tash just to see if by accident I could have a better tash.
Well, yeah.
Okay. But
Well, you
the funny
can.
thing is,
You've got dark hair.
then I went to bed, right? And then I got up the next day and I went downstairs and everyone in the house was looking at me really strange. And I'm like, "What? I'm sorry, do I have something in my teeth?" And then I went, "Oh, fuck. I didn't get rid of my comedy tash. Shit. Thank God I didn't go out."
So, Chris, how much money did you earn in the end from your Movember fundraising?
It was £100 exactly.
Exactly £100.
Yeah, it didn't go any up. Up from the live stream, it didn't do anything else since then. And then about 2 weeks after Movember, then go, yeah, great, thank you very much, and it's gone off to wherever. So
It's gone off to buy some poor child with Ethiopia mustache.
yeah. So yeah,
exactly.
It was used by Bob Geldof and Bono to make the latest live video.
Yes.
Shit.
Anyway.
Give us your fucking money. No, why don't you just pay your fucking tax? I'm pretty sure they took every single person in that room on that record and they all paid their fucking tax. They make far more money than the single.
Of course, if he came up to me on a Monday, I would say, "No, Bob, I don't like Mondays."
Oh.
I've already used that joke, but that's because I don't like
So bad it's good.
My joke was, "Hey, it's Danny Dyer on Graham Norton. This show just keeps on giving."
I'm actually surprised my computer's actually still going after the amount of work it's done today.
Dave, stop saying things that are on that show because it's supposed to be Christmas Day, remember? He's not on Christmas Day.
Yes, it'll be repeated. It's the BBC.
Doctor Who was great. Doctor Who was brilliant. I'm not going to give you any spoilers. It was brilliant.
And what about that Queen's speech, eh?
Oh, yes.
The one where she advocated. Yes, right.
Yeah.
By the way, Chris, I must say I enjoyed your Jingle Bells video last night. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yes. It took me hours to do that, and like 6 days ago, my computer was fucked. Did I say it was fucked like a minute ago? It wasn't. It was fucked 6 days ago.
You got a new one for Christmas.
No, it's fine. Yeah, well, you know all about that, but it's fine now, and uploaded, and I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. I've had some great feedback, and I'm sorry I couldn't feature you more, John. But you know, you're wearing a mask. What can I do?
Oh,
I'm sorry I wasn't in it, by the way. I do apologize.
Yeah,
that's all right. I'll get you back for that.
Me too. I apologise on behalf of.
I was too busy playing Amstrad.
Mm.
Amstrad. From now on, it's going to be called Amstrad.
What about Amstradivarius?
You cry, I cry. We all cry for Amstrad.
What was your excuse, Harry?
Amstradicaster. I'm lazy. That's my
excuse. That's also my excuse.
Although, didn't I sing it for you as Arnold before one of the last live streams?
You did, but I couldn't use it because it was.
I'm just terrified of my voice. I'm not going to lie. I'll be honest.
Because it wasn't recorded.
Well, who's playing the guitar?
That's me, Arnold.
Arnold couldn't play the guitar. His fingers are too fat. He's too busy banging his cleaner. Sorry.
Allegedly.
So was everyone happy with their Christmas presents?
Yeah, I can prove I rehearsed this. I got Lego Batman free on the 360.
Wicked.
Cool.
And if my hints worked, I may have got Amazing Spider-Man on the Wii U.
Ooh, that's supposed to be pretty shit.
Oh, and the Batman Arkham Origins on the Wii U.
Well, I got the new ACDC album.
I remember saying to my brother, "Hey, they're both old now, so you can buy them both, and they cost the same as a new game." That's me saving you money. Da, 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 da.
I got got 3 games for the Wii U, which I'm really happy about. So I got Rayman Legends.
You get Smash Bros.
Smash Brothers. Oh yes, Smash Brothers for my mum, for
my
my
game of
mum,
the year.
for my mum and pa. Smash Brothers, fantastic, and Bayonetta 2 from the missus. So happy bunny. I've actually made a decision about my Wii U and collecting goals, but I'll tell you about that in the new year.
Ah, yes. Well, speaking of the new year, Chris, what is going on with Retro Master Mindless? When are we going to see the finals?
Ah, right. It's taking a little sabbatical at the moment because I've had the Jingle Bells project running. Who's playing the tribal drums?
Somebody.
Who's playing the tribal drums? Come on, pack it in.
Broker 174, Fred, Roger, and out. Somebody on the CB radio.
Hey, this is Snowman, Bandit. Do you read me?
Do not take smoking.
You're breaking up!
What the hell is that?
We are aliens from the planet Mars.
I can't hear any. Oh my god, that was a Dalek Schwarzenegger.
Anyway.
Schwarzenegger.
So, what was the question again?
Terminator.
I've forgotten the question.
What's happening with the
The question is, what on earth is that background noise? And
Oh.
Dave, I suggest get off the train track quickly.
I can't hear anything. You only hear it if you believe it.
I think it might be coming from your feed, Dave.
I don't know anything.
Alright. Anyway,
Do you want me to mute the truth?
Well, see if that works, just for starters.
Right, I'm muting now. 3, 2, 1. I'm a ninja.
Well, there you go. When he mutes, he's a ninja, apparently.
Well, now we know where the problem is.
It's not the fan in my computer because the microphone's picked that up before.
No, it's something else. It's some sort of interference somewhere.
It's probably the CPC lives next door. Right, so
Have you got the CPC switched on?
The telly is off.
So sorry, yes, Chris.
Retro
Master Mindless, yes.
Retro Master Mindless, yes. So half the questions for the final rounds have been already written. It's taken a sabbatical because of the Jingle Bells project I've been doing.
Yes.
I've been concentrating on that. I've had anyone who's in the know and on my Facebook thing, I've been doing jury service, so that sort of was annoying.
Guilty.
So that threw a few things
Why
out.
don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I can. Well, I can now.
Is it over? Is it? Was he guilty?
The first case I had was thrown out because new evidence came to light and not guilty. That was a rape case.
Well, so you can just talk about this stuff.
I can talk about this now, yes, because the case is finished, it's open, it's in public domain. I can talk about it.
Plus, he's not naming names.
No, I'm not naming names either. That was the first one.
It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man.
It was the hair.
And the second case I got picked for was a 2-day trial, and it was for racially aggravated assault by beating, or assault by beating. Found not
Angry
guilty.
masturbation.
Found not guilty on both charges.
See, I'm very lucky in the fact that I medically officially suffer with anxiety, because that's technically a mental illness. So when I get called for jury duty, 2 times I have, I just say, call my doctor, I suffer from anxiety, I'm mentally ill, I just keep going in hell, whether who's innocent or not.
I found it great fun.
You've been called up twice.
Twice? Bloody hell, you're lucky. I found it great.
It's just apparently everyone else gets out of it, so they have to try and
You've
find
done it twice, haven't you, John?
Yeah, I've done it twice. Enjoyed it both times. Unfortunately, I've not made anybody guilty yet, which I'm disappointed about.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd like to do though was I'd like to be in the room when you discuss your situation, and I'd like to do
deliberation.
I feel left out.
Do the JFK bit.
Do you know what you
from Oliver Stone?
Honestly though, because John will back this up there. It's the deliberation situation is weird because you get literally locked in a room.
Yeah.
You literally get locked in a room, and you're like, okay, you're not leaving this room until you've made a decision, and it can be like forever. You've got coffee and stuff in there. Well, you have.
Do you have to knock on the door and say, "Please, sir, I need a poop"?
After the point, after the point where you're deliberating, you've got to go everywhere together. That's the rule.
Yeah.
So if it's overnight, they'll put a hotel up for you, and you all stay in the same hotel.
Not the same room.
All 12. No, not in the same room, but all 12 of you have got to stay together.
But you have to stay together.
That's
It must
the
be
rule.
really awkward getting to that hotel.
In the same bed.
It's like that bit of Father Ted when they try and escape the mall.
Or the lingerie.
Yes.
I've never drunk so much coffee in my life. I had about 6-7 cups of coffee in like space of
they got
3
dark?
hours.
I'll tell you what annoyed me about it, right? See, the judge said to us, yeah, don't make your mind up until you've heard all the evidence. And then the first time we went in for a break, this was like, oh, that guy's not guilty. You've not heard all the evidence, you haven't been.
We asked the judge questions that you have to pass
Your
by a
surname
message.
Dredd? That's what I'd ask him. Hey, Judge, is your surname?
Can't, if you got legal questions, you have to ask the judge, but not directly. You've got to say you got to write down a piece of paper, give it to the usher, and the usher gives it to the judge. We did that. We had 3 questions about
What a
the case.
condescending
And
prick.
then-
I like this judge less and less.
No, that's all cases are like that. That's the way it is. And the judge is actually a really nice bloke. But
wearing
the
a wig?
funniest thing was that 15 minutes later, the usher came back in. He said, "Right, we're going back into court." And we're like, "Okay, why?" We literally went all the way back into court, did all the formalities, sat down in our seats, and literally all it was is for the judge to answer the questions that we posed to him in front of everyone, because that's what you have to do.
Are you
Legally,
naked
you've got to
underneath
do
that
this.
gown?
You see?
In Scotland, it's slightly different. We've got a third verdict called not proven.
Oh yes, you have, Ian. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we had, strangely enough, John, I didn't tell you about this. One of the guys that was with us was originally he's a Scotsman. His name was Paul, and he was telling us about this. This third verdict of not proven. Yeah,
It's basically what it is. It's a total cop out. It's like when you think he's guilty, but you can't prove it.
Yeah. We don't have that in England. You either throw the shit or you don't.
Well, what happens with the third verdict? Does it make any odds?
It's the same
What
as,
happens?
same as not guilty.
It's the same
What's the
outcome.
point?
It's basically us saying we think you're guilty, but we can't prove it.
The only thing about being found not proven is that the defendant would walk away with the common knowledge that it's not proven, and therefore he would have that stigma hanging over him.
Yeah.
I don't
That
think
makes it banged up, I guess.
that's not necessarily fair.
Yeah, but that's the Scottish rule.
I don't like it. It's a cop out. It's a total cop out.
Yeah, I mean it should be the one or the other. I was talking to this guy Paul, and I said it should be either guilty or not guilty, surely. But no, that's the situation.
The third option in this country should be 30
But anyway,
years.
hopefully in the 2nd or 3rd week of January, Retro Mastermind, the semi-finals will return.
Yes, right.
So I want to wrap it up by January, and hopefully we'll crown a winner. Because as I've discussed with Mr. Yak, we have a new show to start. I have a new show to start. So
Yes, indeed.
But,
Are you willing to reveal anything about this yet,
No,
or do you want to keep it?
that's enough.
I know what it is. I know what it is. You've told me as well. I know what it is.
I told you. I think I told Dave, and I think I told the other Dave as well. So, but no. For now, that's it. Retro Masterminders will take a back seat for a while, and then I'm going to start a new show and see if anyone likes that. So
I got a new show starting. I got a new show. That was my Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, yes.
your new show is Amstrad Gameplays.
Yes, do it.
Do you know what though? Because I have to put the Amstrad in the other room. I tried to record by sticking my camera on the windowsill. I can't zoom into the TV properly enough. Plus, obviously, even though it's a monitor,
You won't get. I tell you what. You won't get a picture properly from the monitor because the refresh rate on the monitor is not great enough.
Exactly. That's what. Yeah.
I sent you a link to what you got to get it connected to a TV.
Because you know how to do gameplays.
Yeah, it's the only way you're going to do gameplays. Yeah.
People bag on HD TVs, right?
It's not too bad. 20 quid will get you the power adapter and the SCART cable. Plug it into your TV, off you go, mate.
So I do want to do gameplays. Just I did try filming. It was the angle was appalling, and the fact that the monitor was beveled and it didn't help. But when I watched it back afterwards, it was more like staring into the apocalypse of the future.
It's the refresh rate of the monitor. The camera's never gonna pick it up. I mean, the best I got with the newer monitor, with the color monitor for the plus range, it just about works, but it still has that sort of line flicker. So the best thing to do is get it on your CRT, bang, job done.
Will that adapter not work on my HD TV?
It will, but the picture will be absolutely shit.
Well, that's what I was just going to say, because I find when I play Spectrums on my HD TV, when I film that, actually the quality is actually better than when I play like Mega Drive games.
But you're using original hardware. When you put your Spectrum on, you're putting your emulator on.
No, I'm not. Shh.
I think you are. If you're using original hardware, it can't use it can't upscale it. So you could try it. I don't think it would look great on a big LCD.
I have a 32-inch TV, but the only reason I've never got rid of my 19-inch one is I can, because I have shit editing software, you know.
I'm assuming you have a CRT still.
No, it was thrown out 2 months ago without my permission or knowledge.
This is a man with 2 PC engines, and you don't have a CRT TV. What?
No, I just don't have the room. That's the one thing I like about HD TVs that I don't like about CRT TVs, which is they don't have a big fat ass.
They don't have big fat ass, but old consoles just don't run properly on LCDs. That's the problem.
Well, that's just it. That's what I'm saying. Maybe mine must be the rule to the exception.
No, my Mega Drive totally wigs out on this fucker over here. I can play it through my PC to capture it, fine. But the picture on that from the Mega Drive is awful. I take it upstairs.
Right. And mine, unless I don't own the game, that's not emulation. I have those Mega Drive games I do. That's the Mega Drive running on my HD. Maybe because it's a 19-inch, I don't know. But that's why I will never get rid of this TV. You could offer me a 47-inch fucking meteorite or something. But I'm like, I'm keeping my 19-inch because it just seems to work for gameplays.
That's a 37, and everything I've got, older stuff, it doesn't look great on it. It looks far better on the CRT. I've got a 32 CRT upstairs, and it all looks far better on that. The Mega Drive, the SNES.
Solutions TV, I will never get rid of you. Apparently, you are the rules to the exception.
I have a portable TV that I play Skyrim on.
Wicked.
Honestly.
What, a CRT? A CRT?
Yeah.
Wicked.
What, like a 14-inch?
Yeah, a little small screen that I play
You've got
Skyrim
a
on.
PC hooked up to it?
Yeah, basically. No, PS3.
Oh, Skyrim.
Still cool. Skyrim sounds like prison sex in the future.
Yes. Somebody should make that game now.
Prison sex in the future.
Yes.
I got to be honest, mate. I don't think there's a big market for it.
Are you sure?
Right, well,
because, listen, if we have prisons in the sky, then there's no limit of how many people we can fit in there.
What's this, District 9?
We just want to put them in there because we have self-justice.
Right.
Okay, I don't know how we've got onto this.
You started it. I just said a joke and you ran it.
Would anyone be bothered into knowing what system I'm collecting for in the new year?
Wii
U. Oh, well done.
I'm straight CPC.
That's the end of that. Oh, I'm already collecting for that. I'm already collecting for that.
And the next game I'm going to get is Renegade 3.
But I tell you what, I got this idea from my brother because he was collecting every PS4 title that had come out up until about a month ago.
What?
He was buying every single one. Right?
Oh my word!
It doesn't matter what it was or how shit it was. Listen, it doesn't matter what it was or how shit it was. He was buying everywhere. It's got a pile of PS4 games, and then, up until the last month, he started getting ad shakers. Like, oh, fucking loads of games are coming out for it. He can't keep up with it. All hardware, of course, not downloadable. These all we're talking about physical games, yeah. And he gave me an idea, and I thought I could do that for the Wii U because most of
every game.
Yeah, collect for the Wii U.
How many games are there?
You think there aren't many, right? Because they don't, sell
there are a lot. There are a lot
If you
more.
go on Amazon and type in Wii U games, there's fucking tons.
Yeah, there's loads. Loads. But I thought if other people can do this, look, 2T can do it for the Master System, SNES-tastic can do it for the Wii, and there's shitloads on the Wii, you know? I thought, yeah, it's all very well saying collecting for the CPC and the GX. The GX games, you know, they only come up once in a fucking blue moon and they cost $1 million, right? CPC games, I can keep picking them up all the time, every month, no problem. But there's thousands of them.
I tell you what you should collect for the Action Max. There's about 5 games. The Action Max. Right. The Action Max, I've seen one at Play Expo. I think Witchmaster brought it along. He's talked about it before. You know, Witchmaster, the RetroUnlim.
You could collect for the Nokia N-Gage. Oh, wait, shit.
30-something games for that.
I'm a phone. I'm a games console. I'm a phone.
So,
irony is, that's what all fucking phones became.
I thought, yeah, no, the Wii U. I think if someone had a complete collection for the Wii U, that would be pretty cool. So that's what I'm going to try and do. And of course, re-establish my Amstrad Action collection because it seems that first video was rather popular.
I liked it. I particularly liked the bit when you were reading out what they were saying.
Yeah.
And then it was pissed immediately into the wind when they pointed out that the Mega Drive was coming out.
You look back in retrospect, don't you? That's the great of reading that because you can look at like the experts.
And the fact that the magazine didn't fucking know what the other chip was.
Yeah, I know, that was funny. That was. I read that and I thought, fuck it, they don't even know what that is. Okay.
Yeah, you should continue that series.
I do remember, what was it? I do remember Sega Master System magazine back in the day. Maybe what, Sega Power or something? The one that Larry found my competition winning from. And
didn't you read Mean Machines, Dave?
Yeah.
Because I was a Mean Machines reader as well.
But what I want to talk about, this was before Mean Machines, what I want to talk about that was they actually announced in that, there was an advert, that, like, I think you've got it framed, the kind of rip-off of a Marvel Comics type advert for the GX.
Oh, right.
And I remember reading it, and even as a kid, as we've already established on the stream before you're on it, I was a cynical bastard. And just remember looking at it and laughing. I'm not taking the piss out of it. I looked at it and laughed, just went,
look, I'm used to it.
The Mega Drive's coming out. You're already obsolete. Just the initial advertising campaign for the GX4000 was literally, I'm £99.
Yeah, that's basically what they went for.
And that was all it was. And what else you got? £99.
But that's not the problem. It was technically superior to the Master System and NES. That is true.
Oh, I know that. You still look like a bucket of shit, though.
You've also got the marketing aspect of things as well, though. Oh, you'd think Alan Sugar, though, being the big shot businessman that he was, would be better at that sort of thing. And now he lectures people on a weekly. No, he didn't. I don't think he did. I think it was the 90s.
You were saying what I've always used to my mates when they watch fucking Apprentice, and I'm like, who the fuck is he to tell these people they've got no business fucking Ackerman? He released the GX4000 when everything else was going 16-bit. No, you're fucking fired, bitch.
Chris. Go on, Chris.
No, I'm not on board with that. I admire Alan Sugar a lot, actually.
Alright, well, can I say this, and you've got to give me this one. If he was in my house right now, I'd turn him upside down and use his hair to clean the stubble bits off my frying pan.
Okay, and I'll say one more thing. He bought Clive Sinclair's business. End of subject. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's down to the C5.
Well, there you go. That's his mistake. So,
if he said to me, "You're fired," if I was ever on the Apprentice, he'd go, "You're fired." Yeah, well, you got a fucking Brillo pad hair. So
he was right with the CPC. He was 2 years late to the party with the CPC, and he still managed to ship over 5 million units.
Oh, I'm not knocking the CPC. Right. That was genius. Now I know it. With the the problem with the monitor was this whole in one package was a brilliant idea.
Yeah. That was the idea, and the problem with the GX, like I highlighted in that video, the problem with the GX and the Plus range was that he tried to do the same trick again. But the problem is he's trying to do it 6 years later, and things have moved on, and he hasn't seen what's coming. I.e., consoles are going to take over. The PC are going to go off in their own direction and become what they are now. And the consoles are going to dominate the gaming market, which he did in the early 90s. And he didn't see that. He thought, oh, well, we can still branch off the same technology we're doing by keeping the costs down. Fair enough. Yes, it is technically better than the previous 8-bit systems, but you've got 16-bit systems you're going up against, and that's the problem. the idea behind the game development was actually really insightful. The fact that he turned around and said to the game developers, "You can make what the fuck you want, any game you want,
Yes.
and we'll put it on the system. But all you have to do is say it's got to be in this box, it's got to have these instructions, it's got to be in this shaped cartridge, and it's got to have that label." That's all the stipulation he put on it. Anybody could have made any game they wanted for the GX1000, but they just didn't, because the cost was too high to make it, and they would rather say, "We'll put up with Nintendo and Sega's pedantic licensing fucking bullshit to make games that will sell," because they weren't confident that the games would sell.
Chris, I like that idea, the fact that anybody could just release a game on it if they knew what to do with it. It's like that old 80s...
Like the old bedroom program.
Yeah, that was
Precisely.
the idea.
You
couldn't do that. You couldn't do that with the NES.
Yeah, imagine if we had a console, not like the PC or something like that, an actual console that actually took off in the 90s or the late 80s and became this big thing. So whereas you've got your Nintendo, you've got your Sega, you might have, say, I don't know, your Amstrad consoles as well, in a parallel universe where
Basically,
the
Mastertronic existed, but for a console.
Yeah, yeah.
Mastertronic and Codemasters.
Yeah, and anybody could make games and submit them. Imagine how awesome that would have been.
It would have been.
I have a dream.
The big developing houses just didn't take it on because they wanted to. They went with Sega. They went with Mega Drive.
I take the piss out of it, but the thing is, it's on my list of if I could just go crazy with money and not have to worry about the repercussions. I'd have one in a heartbeat. And I stand by this, which is it's still one of the coolest looking design consoles.
Oh, it's certainly great looking.
And it doesn't go yellow.
It doesn't go yellow. That's right. It doesn't suffer from the oxidization.
There's one on eBay just now, boxed, £30 plus £10 postage.
Yeah, there's a lot of them boxed.
Buy it from me. You can buy it in Boxing Day sales, which are actually today now. Cause, no, they're not. We bought not tomorrow.
Picking up the console is not an issue. Picking up the games, yeah, that's the big issue.
Subsequently, I noticed there was only 2 games on it.
This is what I've always said. If I won, trust me, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I would honestly develop a flash cart for the GX4000, so that everybody that had a GX
tomorrow, I would buy Amstrad and start making a Spectrum again.
Amstrad don't exist anymore technically, but
if you want to get the Euro Millions, Chris, you could actually employ somebody to make new games for it.
No, I'd make it myself.
Employ Alan Sugar.
I would love to do it myself. If I had the money and the resources, I would do it myself. I'd make a flash cart for the GX, and I'd also convert CPC games to it and upgrade them.
It's funny you say that, but I was going to actually ask you if it's possible.
I wouldn't make any money
from
it. I wouldn't make it. Sorry, I wouldn't make any money from it, but I'd just do it out of larks.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I was going to ask you this, and I forgot to ask you on Skype the other day, which is there because there was a mod for the Spectrum and the BBC and even the Acorn Electron for SD card games? Is that not possible with a CPC then?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that. You can put an SD card.
Well, then I'm going to give the illusion away and pretend it's not Christmas anymore, because that's what I'm going to ask Santa for.
So did people actually do these, like a flash card for the Amstrad?
No, for the CPC, what you would need, you need to mod the system yourself. So you need to bridge onto the tape deck input, which is inside the system.
Right.
A lot of people can do this anyway, and there's 2 methods of it. So basically, you're looking for a three-way standard jack on the side, and that's connected to the input to the RAM on the inside.
Right.
You can plug then a MP3 player into it with the ROM.
Oh right, yeah.
With the ROM, a date file, and then it would load instantly, and or the disk file, either one. Actually, it wouldn't work with CPC 464 because it doesn't have a disk operating system, so it wouldn't work with a disk file. It worked with a date file, so you would still have to wait for it to load, but it wouldn't be a tape.
Right. Okay.
But if it was a flash card on an adapter, then it would work. But you've got to have
that version of R-Type. Actually, can you buy physical copies of that version of R-Type?
Yeah, you can, but it would only work with the CPC if you had the 128 grade memory upgrade and a disk drive.
Well, I
which
guess
is
I
the
have to buy
DDI,
the
which is.
original R-Type, don't I?
But this is what the package that I want is like, because I go for the full retro look. Is that I've already got the memory upgrade, so what I want now is the DDI one upgrade.
Can you imagine if that version? I know it's different people. Can you imagine if that version of R-Type came out with GX4000?
It's amazing, wouldn't it?
That might have extended its life.
I've argued that version could come out on the GX4000 because people say, oh no, it can't because it's 128K. I said, yeah, but you put that memory in the cart.
Well, that was my understanding with it. Obviously, you know more about it. But my understanding of GX4000 was, even though it was based on the 64 architecture, the size of the games is actually just comes down to the storage. Because it's a circuit board as opposed to, you know.
Well,
and anything extra needed could just be put in the cartridge.
Well, put it this way, yeah, it's all about branch. It's all about bank switching. The 6128 has 128K memory. That's fine, but it's got the same processor as the 64 and the same processor as the GX4000. So it can only address 64K memory at any one time anyway. So the fact that it's got double the memory is irrelevant. The reason why it can do like extra sound and better, not better graphics, but it can certainly do it beneficial sound, improve the scrolling and stuff like that, is because it's bank switching, which is a programming technique that can be applied on the GX4000, because all you got to do is put an extra 64K RAM in the fucking cart and off you go. Job done. And that's what they did. With you know, Robocop.
How good is Le Mans on the CPC compared to
That's
Burning
good. No, Le Mans is good. Le Mans is good on the CPC. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's not
that's
Burning
on
Rubber, but it's a good game.
Shit to buy as well.
Chris,
It plays the same, but it's in monochrome.
Chris,
It looks like the specky version.
Sorry, Harry.
What are your thoughts on Continental Circus for the Amstrad CPC?
Ooh, blimey, I haven't played that in years.
Do a gameplay of it.
Remember that being quite smooth. Because it had good ratings.
I remember the Spectrum version being quite nice as well.
So, racing games did alright mostly if they weren't developed by US Gold.
Yeah, if they were made by Ocean or Imagine, they were usually pretty pucker. And you got to give me this one. I know it's a good version on the CPC, unlike the Commodore, which I still have an unlisted gameplay of. And every time I think about making it listed, I watch it back and just think that looks like someone threw up on the inside of my eyelids. Chase HQ on the Spectrum is still hands down the greatest 8-bit version. Period.
It's good.
Unlike SCI, which is wank.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about SCI. There's a reason for that.
Investigations.
Oh, the Commodore. The thing about the Commodore, and I've always
looks like it's going backwards if you play that version.
Ever since I had the Amstrad originally, and obviously back then we do the old laughing at the other systems kind of thing. And so we'd sort of like go at the Spectrum and say, oh, look at the colour clash, and oh, shitty colours, and blah, 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 and all that. Right.
The Commodore argument was always R-Type, people.
But R-Type was good. But the argument for the Commodore was everything is in a shade of brown.
Yes.
Like, why is everything brown or orange in this game, in this system?
And I know it's a superior system technically to the Spectrum, but this was my argument with the kids at school was, yeah, well, at least our sprites have some form of fucking definition.
Yeah, and well, the Spectrum's got high resolution because it only had one mode. So there you go.
And everyone broke their original rubber mat 48K because it had no reset switch. There's only so many times you can pull the power out the back and put it straight back in before it starts to affect it.
Ah, see, there you go. You should have got an Amstrad CPC.
Oh, one day, you know, honestly, out of nostalgia value only, honestly, I actually want a +2 or +3 in my collection one day. I'm not a great fan, I know.
I just can't fucking find it, which you would think would be difficult to lose something that fucking large, but...
Chris,
you got...
Yeah. Just tweet to Alan Sugar and ask if he's got any spare in his attic.
I did. I actually tried to email them about where there might be a stock of games piled up somewhere, because I always imagine that there's a warehouse. There's a warehouse, like Doctor Who, like missing tapes in Doctor Who. There must be like a warehouse or a room or an attic somewhere.
Don't worry, we've got top men on it.
3 or 4 copies of Copter 271 or Panzer Kickboxing going, ha ha ha.
The kickboxing looks really, really good.
Panzer Kickbox is one of the best games for it. It's really good. It's like the Amiga version. It's about as rare as Rockin' or Poo, though. That's the problem.
Do you know what the funny thing is though? When you send that to the send me that CPC, the first thing that entered my brain was, I wish somehow I could actually go back in time and show Ickle Dave, look what we finally get. Now we can experience Renegade.
Renegade, jeez. Don't
It
get
was
me
the Holy Grail. That was the one game I was so jealous of on the Amstrad. I don't know what it plays like, but all I remember was looking at the screenshots of it and just thinking, looks like the arcade. It didn't, but
yeah.
The control scheme is difficult to get to grips with.
It's Target Renegade.
One fire button, isn't it? So there's some great games for the CPC. Really good.
Oh, mummy.
Seriously, the first one I bought was Renegade, yet to arrive. I'm gonna have to buy the original R-Type now, but there's a whole bunch of games I want to buy, but just can't because, as you know, it's Christmas.
Has it been loading all right for you, Dave?
Yeah, it's been fine. Don't say that. Touch wood, Dave.
Oh no, no, because the games I sent you, I know I sent you the reason why I sent you them specific games because they were the ones that I knew loaded. I got 2 or 3 games that for some reason didn't load on that system but loaded on mine, but not many. And I thought there might be an issue with the timing on it, which I couldn't fit. I had to fiddle around.
To some degree, that's just the nature of the variance of tapes on systems like that.
Well, that's what I thought.
I mean, when we had our Spectrum, the number of times I'd get, I think it was probably the first time I worked out what a screwdriver was, the number of times I'd get a screwdriver out and put it in that little hole in front of the tape unit, piss around with the alignment on the heads.
That's the alignment head,
yeah. Just not see that dreaded screen that says, R-Tape loading error. And what's worse about that screen was you get right to the end of the loading, it will go, boop, R-Tape loading error, but you can actually type list.
It will do
all the code, and it was all in there.
Yeah, it will do 3 things on the CPC. It'll either go read error B, read error A, or it will just reset back to the home screen.
Well, touch wood, it's not done anything.
And so Harry will know.
I've even played one game of it with my dad.
When it gets like halfway through loading, it just resets back to the home screen.
Well, what's the difference between read error A and read error B, really?
One is a timing error, one is a coding error.
What is the first letter of the alphabet, Harry, and the other is the second?
It's all explained to me now.
Error B is the most common because it's a coding error. It's the head hasn't read the code correctly. So it's when you normally get the error and it'll say rewind to a certain point, rewind tape, error B, rewind tape. When you get an error A, that is a timing error. That means the timing of the tape is wrong.
Right.
So that it can't read the code properly.
Okay.
I
And
do have to say as well,
C and
not
D are even
like, kissing the Amstrad boys' asses, but it is a really, really nice looking computer. I mean, alright, I had a +3, which is essentially the same, pretty much the same layout, but it's just those, it sounds really stupid until you see it. Those colour keys are fucking amazing.
It's not the same design.
Alright, it is in my mind because it was the first time the Spectrum actually got a fucking proper working keyboard.
And like Larry said, he said slightly incorrect. He said it was an original on your Facebook. It's not. It's the revision 1, so it's nearly the original. But what he was referring to was the later versions that came out in '86, where they had a shrunken motherboard with a smaller chipset, and they were basically
have coloured keys, though, do they?
No, they had coloured keys. They all had colour. Every 464 had coloured keys.
No, but no, I meant the 128 though didn't have coloured keys, did it?
No. The 128 didn't have colour keys, and the 664 had blue and grey keys.
What the fuck was the 664?
It was the stopgap between the 464 and the 6128.
Jeez, so how many games were released for that?
Well, it would run games that came out on disc.
Oh.
Any game that wasn't a 128.
Is that the really big funky looking one? Am I getting confused?
No, the 664 is the same size as the. It's basically the same size as the +2.
What's the one that almost looks like a PC keyboard? Or is that like a knocked up one or something?
Probably the 6128. But the German Schneider version of the 464 has completely grey blacked out keys, so it looks completely different. It doesn't look like the same computer.
Find a picture, Harry.
I would do. Oh, go on then.
Find a picture of every Amstrad system ever.
Why is it that every time I come onto a stream we start banging on about Amstrads?
Because you're like an infectious disease. You've infected me with this disease.
It's
And
my,
I say, to
it's
your
my,
credit,
it's my disease to burden.
I would like to sit down one day with you though and play some Spectrum games.
We'll do both.
We've got to arrange it.
We'll have the Specky and the Amstrad next to each other.
The crossover stream.
Yes, the
Crossing
peace
stream.
Yeah, the Christmas truce stream.
I've got this funny feeling that when if ever me and you meet up, Dave, no one's going to see us for about a week. We're lost in 8-bits and booze.
That's their loss and our gain.
Is that the six? That's the 6.28, isn't it?
664. This.
That's the 664. Sorry. Oh, that's the Schneider 664. Yeah, because the
It's got the Spectrum thing.
The British 664 has blue keys where the enter, the cursor, and the shifts are, and it looks actually rather sexy.
I would search.
And there you
for
go.
it.
Do you recognise that monitor, Dave? The same one you have in your house.
Oh.
There is I'm not saying there is. It's weird, and it was the most retro I felt in ages. There is a certain charm to green screen monitors that just makes you feel young again.
Sorry about the
like,
wonkiness on it.
I feel like I'm in Capcom, the launch center, not the software.
I was really annoyed about that monitor. I knew how to send it to you because the power output is really stable because I tested it, but the screen is that slightly offset, and I couldn't correct that.
Bad. I mean, I have nothing to compare it
I know
with.
it's not that. I know it's not that bad, but I tried to correct because I've got another green screen and I've got a colour one. I could see it was offset to the other two. But
You know what the first thing my dad said was when he saw that monitor?
What?
He said, "Fuck me, that must have cost a lot in shipping."
Yeah, it's heavy, isn't it?
It was delivered. I mentioned it in the video. It was delivered by you know when you get those independent parcel firms.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it was and I said in the video she was 40, and I should have said she was 50 because I'm 40 and I can live shit. But she really struggled bringing that in. I felt really bad.
That's a shame.
Package.
That's not what pleased me most. I have not a lot of trust in any kind of postal service because I've lost too many things over eBay and shit. So I'm always like adamant of when things get there. So I was like, oh, I hope John gets his present, and I hope Dave gets his, and everyone else.
If there was only third attempt, Chris.
Yeah, I know. You kept telling me.
Well, I hope, and it's not me. You know, I'm not milking or promoting that video. I just think I hope you got 1/10 of how excited I was from that. Video.
Well, I did when you've given me an addition by happy accident. You've given me an additional 20 subs. So.
Oh, congratulations! How many have you got now, Chris?
Nearly 448.
Oh, you've got pretty much. Yeah, exactly the same as me. 448.
Yeah.
Hold on, Chris. Wait a minute. Some of those subs might have came from me as well.
What?
You know what you need to do is
10
well
sub
done.
puppets.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yes, that's true. They might have. Yes.
You need a 464.
Hey, hang on, and pay. Because she was the last person to get the package as well. Because I was terrified that weren't going to get to her. And when she sent me a message saying, "Oh, this is from you," I went, "Oh, thank fuck." It was the last package to arrive. I thought, thank God for that.
By the way, that book you gave her was awesome. The
Yeah.
first edition as well.
I know. Well, I know she collects things like that, so I don't collect.
I gotta say, now it's Christmas, but I'm not going to spoil it because it's Christmas. I know what she got you.
I don't. I haven't opened it. Oh yes, I have. Hang on a minute. It's Christmas. I do know what it is, but I'm not going to discuss it.
That's probably a good idea. Right, actually, if we look at Novabug's clock there, we've ticked over into Boxing Day because it's 5 past midnight.
Didn't it put the FDD on the one for the plus 3 as well, didn't they? I'm sure my plus 3 had FDD on it. I mean, I know it stands for floppy disk drive, but they had to advertise it, shove it down your throat.
Probably. Some of them had some of them, like the DDI one, had HDD, hard disk drive, but it really didn't matter because it wasn't a hard disk.
We were going to say high definition then, but
could be.
Right, guys, I'm afraid it is time to call a halt to this Christmas Day stream. So, have you enjoyed it?
Yes.
It's been great.
Yeah, it's let me work off my sleepy lunch.
Yeah,
Ah.
45 minutes of Amstrad talking after a Christmas lunch and lots of booze is always good for me.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have to put a warning in the description that it's mostly in the last hour Amstrad CPC. And I'm sure we'll get loads of views.
That's bad.
When they say no,
not at all. It's fantastic.
all they've got to do is they say,
join us.
No bugs in the last hour. Oh, that's going to be about fucking Amstrad.
We've got to do another specialist Amstrad CPC stream.
And I could be in it now.
Yeah, this has been the... You're welcome to the club. This has been the year of the Amstrad CPC. Remember, it's anniversary. So we've all got to celebrate it while we can, because next year, it's not the year of the Amstrad anymore. Everybody will have forgotten about it, because it's not its birthday.
What is next year? What anniversary is next year?
Back to the Future, 30 years.
I should also say that this was the 40th anniversary of Teletext. There you go. Nobody remembers that, though. They only remember the Amstrad.
Anniversary of me.
Don't forget, it's also the 20th anniversary of PlayStation 1.
Ah, of course.
Oh, yeah, that was, yeah.
That one does make me feel old. Mine. That one really does. Cause
doesn't it?
You remember that it's like one of the greatest sort of modern consoles, and it's not modern anymore.
It's retro now.
Yes, so that was the year of the Amstrad CPC, the year of Teletext, and of the PS1, and I think the Game Boy as well, which was 25, I think. I can't remember, but...
A certain system does celebrate its 25th anniversary in November 2015.
All right.
What's that?
Well, guess.
GX 4000.
Yay!
So there you go, 2015, the year of the GX 4000. We should do more streams on that. A special stream where we just play games on the GX 4000.
Yeah,
I might even have one at that point. I just won't have any games.
Yeah. So yes, that was the year, and that is the last, unfortunately, that you're going to hear from the RetroUnlim live crew in 2014. The next time we're going to be here, it'll be
David Yakum is back.
Yes, 2015, David Yakum will probably be back, but we will...
With you, no, that's already a stipulation, Mr. Chris, that you are...
I'm already on it now.
A regular panelist, as far as I'm concerned.
Right,
so I'm part of the Dave and Yakum.
Yes, we'll do a Dave and Yakum in the year 2015. I know that's not tying it down very much.
Dave Yakum and Bug.
This is the 2015 edition. Yeah. The extra addition to the team. So yes, have you any closing thoughts considering it is Christmas?
Thank God the Queen finally advocated.
Advocated what? The Amstrad CPC?
Yeah, she gave up the throne.
I'll tell you what, everyone. I did not see the regeneration of the Doctor coming. I didn't see that coming a mile off.
Well, I didn't see Downton Abbey getting hit by the Luftwaffe.
Yes!
Well, at least they didn't spoil it all in the press.
And that Only Fools and Horses surprise special was amazing.
With all the original cast members, including the dead ones.
I particularly like the corpses and David Jason Zimmer frame.
Go on, John.
John, what was that?
Yeah, John.
Who'd have thought Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to be the new Doctor?
I never saw it. Never saw it coming.
I came from the planet X to Earth, and I come to London and use these red phone boxes. I don't know what
I had my money on Bruce.
Sonic screwdriver.
What, Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis.
Doctor Who, nice to see you guys. And that invisible audience just suddenly pipes up.
It travels through time and explosions. Where's your TARDIS?
The Sonic screwdriver.
When he takes off, if Bruce Willis, he takes off in the TARDIS. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers!
Excellent.
Right. After he dispatches an alien, he can look menacingly at the camera and say, "Welcome to the party, pal."
Terrorists kidnap the phone box. We've got to stop him before Christmas Day! Right, and that was Christmas Day, and that was RetroUnlim Live in 2014.
Keith Sabler would make a good Doctor, just say.
I think you would make a good Doctor, Dave.
Yeah, he doesn't stop talking.
Lazy.
Right, so look out for that.
Love it, shut up.
Look out for Dave as the new Doctor Who in 2015. You heard it
Don't
here.
expect many episodes because I'll be too busy sleeping.
Now you can film at night.
Yeah.
He can film it because now he's got a CPC. He can just whack the Spectrum and the CPC on a fucking phone box and pretend it's the TARDIS.
Carlsberg don't make phone boxes, but if they did.
Right.
Oh, if I was the Doctor, that would be what I said when I opened up the door.
Yeah, right, wrap it up then.
Mentalist, monkey tennis, and so on. Right, that was over 3 hours long. So, geez, thank you very much, everybody, for sticking with us throughout the whole thing. And if you did, you are a saint amongst men, and I'm going to come round your house and buy you a pint.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
Especially on this day, that would make you saint amongst men on Christmas. The baby Jeebus.
Yes, of course. Happy birthday, Jesus.
He was born in Easter.
Yeah, that's right. We've already... No, he wasn't. He was born in summer. We've already addressed this.
Close the door. What, you born in a barn? Well, yeah, I was born in a barn, actually.
This brings us full circle. We addressed this in the first 5 minutes, so that is the time.
Sorry.
Go on.
Some of us were in the whole show.
I know.
On.
John, I'm going to give you a medal for this, because you're the only one that's... Yeah, well done. Hold on.
And you.
Google Hangouts, where are you? Yes. Well done. You made it all the way through, John. How do you feel?
I feel as if I need
a said, didn't they do well?
Knackered.
Good game, good game.
Good game.
I feel great. I feel cleansed.
After you go off here, these two will be chatting for hours. We're not fucking nocturnal.
I have to say something to John, which is I do promise to try and get on Desert Island.
Well, your best friend's coming on it, so you've no excuse.
His best friend?
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah. Oh, wicked! I can't wait for that.
Who?
We're both on the same episode.
No.
You won't hear it. You'll just hear me. You won't even hear John.
You can come in and see us.
You, Mr. Wade, you've got to get your fucking arse in gear and get on bloody Desert Island games.
He's been on it once.
I'm not allowed I'm not allowed to commit myself because the minute I commit myself, my computer starts planning some horrible wry plot.
I have heard these excuses for a fucking year. I am not having it. Not having it at all.
What would like
Don't thank me when the Terminators take over and you need someone to fucking kill Skynet.
Dave, what I would like to try and do is it's coming up very shortly to episode number 50, so I've got you in mind.
Right, well, computer, I'm not going on it. John, I am. Just chill, computer, chill.
Right, so to close us out, here's a little song.
Sing Little Donkey. I haven't heard that since I was a kid.
Little donkey. No, I can't sing that. I can't even sing. I was going to sing Jingle Bells, but I can't even sing that. It's for Chris. Basically, just make up.
Too late!
I know! Better late than never.
No, sing Band-Aid.
Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin flew away. The Batmobile lost its wheel and the Joker got away.
Hey!
There you go. That's not right either, those are the wrong lyrics. Never mind.
Now sing the entire works of Beethoven. Obviously not singing.
Right,
that was the whole thing condensed into...
Sing to Unlimited.
Here you go, here you go. I'll tell you what, you can go out on this. Right, you can have an audio-only exclusive.
Ooh.
Okay. Hang on. Second. That's it. Feel for me. Feel for me.
So, I was walking in the street today.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hopefully you can hear this.
Searching through the snow, and here we go, laughing all the way, and bells on bobtail ring, making spirits fly.
That's Chris Shanks.
It is to ride and sing on a sleighing song tonight. Or jingle bells, jingle all the way you are. Oh, what it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
So they Bit Brothers.
It is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh.
There you go.
Who was the person who sounded like said jingle bells, jingle all the way? Word.
Word to your mother.
Audio only.
Audio
Coming out
only.
Exclusive on. Actually, that was exclusive 2 days ago.
Coming out soon on Novavax channel.
It's
on
the-
27.4 FM.
It's the exclusive.
You're slashy and nicey.
Yeah, because we got a lot of wacky sound effects here on the radio station. RetroUnlim.
Yeah. Happy Christmas. Goodbye.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Ladies and gentlemen.
Happy Festivus.
Yes.
Happy
Also,
Festivus.
also, good night. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are. See you in 2015.